Should be working now. Yes. Okay. And we're live. All right. So, hello World Wide Web. I'm Dr. Shadow, the internet personality with the worst schedule. And yeah, it's not entirely just because I'm terrible at keeping a schedule. I mean, I am, but that's not the be all end all. Thank you, Jova. Thank you. Yeah, there's meaning there. Hello, everyone on YouTube. I switched it back to top chat, live chat. Let me see what everyone's like. Okay, hello, John. Love you, protein shake. Thank you, Dash. You scared I passed? Not quite. But well, first I want to get everyone in here. Everyone like caught up on everything. There's been a lot going on. And the whole thing you were worried I was past, so was I for a while. It's just a simple thing like there's no such thing as a free lunch. That's always the issue is that there's no I could do this and then add on and add on and add on and add on. And is Decker Shadow my real name? Online it is. Haven't been posting like I used to. Yeah, that's a combination of a lot of factors and just my tendency to keep adding on new. The background's cutting me off. If I go, no, it's not the background cutting me off. It's that's my camera. That's as far as it goes. As it's just how it is. Elvira movie review in the future. I could see it. But like a while back, I told you all that I was working on my Japanese, and I've kept up on that. I'm still not able to really speak Japanese, but I don't think Razor Fist is Ben. Will I'm Ben? If Razor Fist is Ben too, that's a hell of a coinky of a goddamn dink. But I'm pretty sure Razor Fist isn't Ben. Summer of Disney. Oh, that I was trying to get another summer with Ben Harris. Wait, so we're both Ben? Really? Also, my sister's married name was Harrison, but I don't know if they got a divorce. I assume so. Either way, her kids are named Harrison. Uh, Daniel. Okay, yeah, that sounds right. But why did I return to the couch? Mainly, it was just the aspect of editing was so much simpler while I was on the couch. And unfortunately for me, like just getting distracted between all the different things in the process of editing, it was very difficult for me to get the cadence of just sit down, edit out this chunk, edit out that chunk, fold the two chunks together like I'm shuffling a deck of cards, just and get it all together like I would always do. The green screen had a bit of a monkey wrench in that, whereas I did like the creativity it gave me, but that feeling of creativity kind of waned over time, and it was just more frustrating having to stop and always try and color match and all kinds of stuff and figure out where I'm going to fit and what I'm going to have to do to try and when are you going to finish turning into Weird Al Yankovic? I don't know, I'm probably going on a bit of a different path there. Not that I haven't made a good amount of music lately. Though I guess I haven't made a good amount of music lately. It depends on what you consider making music. Have still yet to do the Prey movie review. Yeah, Predator Killers of Killers. I gotta. This also, still, since season 1, I've been just like in the back of my mind, like I have to review Alien 2 on Earth at some point. Never got around to it. Alien Romulus, that one too. Slightly more important than Alien 2 on Earth, that one. Hello, Devrin. Hello. There will always be white and nerdy. Oh, absolutely. There we go. But Yeah, hello, Lady Knight. If you've been paying attention on the Discord, which those of you on YouTube on the main channel, I've been streaming a lot on the gaming channel. No, I've been streaming here and there on the gaming channel, and I have a link to my Discord in the gaming channel, but I think I still don't in my main channel. So, yay! But I was after finishing the Summer of Chucky. It was technically still summer for a little bit, and I was like, okay, I could probably fit in the Summer of I Know What You Did Last Summer there, and I got most of the way through scripting the first I Know What You Did Last Summer review, and then summer ended, and I'm like, well, that's great. But I still want to finish reviewing I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm most of the way done that already, but I keep getting off on other things, because like I said, with the Japanese, there's no such thing as a free lunch. I've been spending an hour or more a day working on my Japanese, which doesn't come free. Still taking care of Lou, still taking care of Polta, which, yeah, that's kind of what I signed up for. I'm not complaining. It's just, why can't you hype the... Wait, you can't? I didn't know about that. You panicked? I saw a thing, like, I got an email from YouTube saying, hype the videos of the creators you really like, but if you're not able to hype my videos, then that's a bit of a... Well, I have a gaming channel on YouTube called Decker Shadow Gaming, and I'm on Twitch as Decker Shadow. So, that's fun. Once again, YouTube screws over Decker. Yeah. But I still as much as I have had going on, I still want to keep up with the movie reviews, because I also had a dream, like a few months or a year ago. I can't remember which. It was a while ago, but I remember it. Where it took place very far in the future, and I don't remember much of that dream, but I remember I had a really big regret in that I actually, in that dream future, did stop making YouTube videos. And that was my biggest, like, I never should have stopped. So it's always been in the back of my mind. As hard as things have gotten, I'm still like, no, I have to keep doing this. I must. The link on the gaming channel doesn't seem to be working. It should. Let me check my... Yeah, I see no more pending members on... the way it works. Okay. How the heck do I get this going? Okay, is this... It should be a forever link. So I don't know what's going on with that. That's always kind of fun. Sometimes Discord links don't work on phone. Okay, that could be it. But yeah, I've been, on my... Because it's taken me so long to get things done, and it's really difficult to try and get around the fact that, yeah, it has been, like, month-long gaps between reviews. That's not normal. It said it was expired on the gaming channel. Okay. Let me see about getting this all figured out. I'm gonna bring up my gaming channel and my Twitch. Now, how do I set the link for the dang... Let's see. I'm trying to remember how to invite... Okay, invite people. That's how we do it. Edit invite link. Expire after never. Generate new link. Copy. Alright, so we're gonna set this up real fast, like... Alright. I have to jump over to the gaming channel. Now we gotta edit... Customization. Links. Where the heck is my Discord link? Wait, am I not in my gaming channel? I said go to the gaming channel. Twitch account, Decker Shadow Gaming. There we go. Customization. All right, we're doing it live, literally. Okay, publish change. Okay, back over to my Twitch channel. And now to edit. Where do I edit down here? Edit panels, edit. Where do I edit my about? Fun. I see the edit panels, I see the edit stream information, and I'm like, I gotta edit my about. Only just now realized this wasn't the gaming channel. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be like that. Blade movie. Oh, that would be fun. Hello, John Washburn. Hello, hello. The View Bikini Edition. Oh, no, that is too much horror for me. Okay, but it still seems to be sending me to it on the thing. But how do I edit my about panel? I'm trying to remember. Oh well. That's that, I guess. Hello, ADRPG. Hello, hello. But yeah, like I said, it's been like big chunks of months and months. What's the plan, Captain? It's been like months between reviews, and that's not normal. And it was kind of getting to the point where like I had to point out that it's not because I just stopped caring. It's because I have been working on something. And so it kind of shifted it from being like this totally secret thing I was working on that I was thinking like, okay, I'm just not gonna mention this. I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna see about maybe putting it out there and then hoping everything works out, but I'm not gonna actually talk about this at all. That was kind of my original thought with it. But it kind of became impossible to pretend like I wasn't doing anything because it's either I'm working on this project and it's taking a good amount of time, or I'm a lazy fucking asshole who just doesn't do shit. And given the option between the two, I think it's better to say, yeah, guys, I have been working on something. So that's just kind of been sitting there now for the last few months. I've been mentioning it on the gaming channel during streams and such. That hello, LuckWest. Hello, hello. I've been mentioning it on the gaming channel on streams and such. That yes, I have a project. I have a super secret project. I'm working on the project. I've been doing this and that. I'm working on the reviews, but then I was working on the project, and then I'm now working on the project, and then I was working on the reviews. Project has slowed down because I worked on the reviews. Now the reviews have slowed down because I'm working on the project. And it's just been the project. Here to announce I'm launching a movie. You're gonna shit yourself, you panic? Well, you don't have to worry. No need for depends. You've got your bowels are going to be well seated. Now that's the other thing about announcing it, because I've been now teasing on my Discord that I've been working on this. Like I've been teasing something that is that the project is heading up for announcement. And I wanted to announce it a bit sooner than now, but I've been kind of held up by trying to get everything that I wanted in place set before the announcement. And is it as far along as I would have liked? Well, no. But I happen to keep up with anything Marvel related. Is the Discord open to everyone? Discord should be open to everyone. If people are trying to join it, then I probably need to go check the... Oh yeah, there's pending members. Oh boy. Oh boy. We got pending members. Oh boy. Let's see. Approve? Approve. And approve. And approve. There we go. There we go. So we got 4 more members on the Discord. Yes! We're getting there. Best friend from past 4 days ago. Oh, no, it's like being overwhelmed with life, doing your thing. We're all proud of you. Can't wait to see what you do. Well, There's a thing about working on a project. The project that I've been working on. Uh, you see, there's a little backstory here. I never intended to set out to make this. I have no idea how it happened. It just kind of did. I don't know what is going on. It was March 10th of 2024. I just started dicking with something, and then it just kind of led to something else, and then more and more, and then kept building and building and building, and then next thing I knew, I was going to Steam and asking for a Steam page, which I do currently have. It is now open. It was approved. I was very happy about that. They just approved it yesterday. That was one of the things that I wanted to make sure that I had up right now before I made a big announcement. Because I don't want to make a big announcement and then people are like, where can I go to wishlist? And then I'm going to have to tell you, you can't! So, that's one hint as to what's going on. Now, I want to make sure you curb your expectations. I have never made anything on Steam before in my life. I might have had a little dream as young little Deca, like, hey, you know what I'm going to do with my life? I'm going to be a game developer. Of course, by that, what I meant was I was going to work for Sega, draw pictures of Sonic, and occasionally tell them neat ideas for games, and someone was going to make it. That didn't work out. Like, everything failed on that. Number one, that's a terrible way to try and be a game developer. Number two, things ain't looking great for Sega. But... yeah, thank you for your int. Thank you. What's going on? What's the project? I'm trying to get into that. But I want to curb everyone's expectations. Of course, the best thing to do before letting anyone know anything is to apologize. Apologize profusely about everything. That's the best first impression you could possibly give. But... like, you guys have been watching me for years, at least. You've got an idea of my tastes. You are not fucking prepared for what I have put together. Though, if you do know me on a deep level, you could still sense the Decker in there. Can't apologize without a ukulele. God damn, you got that. You got me there, Jovit. You got me there. But, yeah, I just started... making this, and then I couldn't stop making this, and now I'm still in the process of making it. $2 from LHRPG Official. Miss, do you hope everything's okay? Thank you. Everything's okay-ish. I have a lot on my plate. I still need to get more reviews done. I desperately need to get more reviews done. 5 Nights of Deck of Shadows. I don't know, that's a little bit more involved, but I do have a lot here. It's not done. It's still kind of rough drafty, and I have a long way to go to finish. I am hoping for a release date around March 10th, 2026, which would be 2 years to the day from when this just kind of started. Hoping the game is Decker vs. Tokyo Gore Police or something. Nah. You're all going to be very surprised. I'm hoping that you get a nice feel of it, but I do have... better have soundtracked it with the guitar. Really should have. You're going to be disappointed too, you bet. But I do have a teaser. I do have a teaser I would like to share. So, I just gotta psych myself up, showing the world, for the first time, what the heck I've been doing. Let me mute myself real quick.
徳の力を示せよ。苦難越え二つの心寄せる深き愛で固く結ばれる。手と手重ね鼓動は高鳴る。永遠に響く絆となる。愛の時も訪れる。戦いの時も訪れる。地獄の一力奪う。さらなる魂奪う。だから手を携える。揺るがぬ誓い立てる。施し合い助け合う。与えた本を返す。立ち上がれ聖なる戦士よ。今こそ我らの血を救えよ。打ち返せ徳の力を示せよ。立ち上がれ聖なる戦士よ。今こそ我らの血を救えよ。打ち返せ魔を崇める者よ。今すぐ悪の手を阻めよ。決算せよ優しき修道女よ。神の祝福を受けよ。変われ天使の戦士よ。徳の力を示せよ。徳の力を示せよ。
There we go. So, that's has been a bit of what I've been working on. And does this AI slop have anything to do with the mysteriously silent VTuber or Shield on Twitter? No, totally separate things. That silent VTuber would be my fiancée, Poltergimp, who doesn't use AI at all. And the AI slop is is what I've been building up for a long dang time. And yeah, obviously it would be better to not use AI, but there's a slight issue with that. This is still looking like it's going to take 2 years. And I don't have the kind of money to pay the artist for the amount of stuff that I would need there. But I did calculations. So we're talking somewhere along the lines of either it's going to cost. Either if I do it myself, let's just not talk about the amount of time it would take me to learn how to do art at least that good. Overall, that's going to be a drop in the bucket compared to the amount of time the art itself would take. The art itself would take somewhere around 30 years to make the amount that I'm putting into this. Now, if I were to hire artists to do it instead, that would be like $2.5 to $3 million. So either way, we're talking like either I can't do this, or it's going to be AI. So given the options, I'm leaning into AI and I'm using the strengths of AI. Now, hopefully, if things go well, if I do another one, it doesn't have to be AI. But I don't know. Is there any gameplay? I do have. I have 17 planned chapters, of which I have 13 complete. There's still a technically rough draft, and I have to go back and fix a few things here and there, and what have you. I do have. Is it an RPG? It is a visual novel. Okay, what is it? We're looking at something. It's a visual novel, and it's kind of a visual novel like I would like a visual novel, which is novel first. I've played a good amount of visual novels in my day, and I don't like a whole lot of them. Then again, most of them ones I played with the Sakura games, which are generally terrible. But there are some good visual novels out there. I'm hoping this might be added to the list. Depends on if I do a good enough job with it. Not sure what the game is about unless you missed something. Well, the teaser was... Never been. Did I bring the Summer of Killjoy and Summer of Toxic Avenger? Second, you still have best hair as a CGI. This is AI generated hair at this point. It's just how it is now. I'm sorry. Like Monster Girl Quest. Well, Convent Chronicles Revelation is. I've never played Monster Girl Quest, so I don't really know. But if I would describe Convent Chronicles Revelation as the use of butt tons of AI to create butt tons of images is to give it a whole lot of motion that you generally don't get in a standard visual novel. Like, you have a standard visual novel, you have the background, and then you have the little puppet characters just kind of move around and twitch a bit as they change expressions and talk, which is, fine if you have actual artists and stuff. It's a very efficient way of doing things. Now, I could have done that and used AI art as a crutch to do that a lot easier. But it would look like AI art is really not very good. It looks cheap. It looks cheap because it is. Your opinion on the upcoming second Simpsons movie? Asking for a Summer of Trauma release 7 years. I never watched the first Simpsons movie. Summer of Trauma, ooh. I mean, it's not like YouTube can treat me any worse, so. Now, when it comes to, like, putting all of this together, it's like I have, on Steam, they asked to, of course, quantify the AI used, and I said everything, which is another reason why I was really happy that they gave me the store page, because there's a good chance they wouldn't. And it's like, I know what their policies are stated, but I also know what exactly I'm doing here, and I also know there's a lot of people on Steam who are putting stuff with generated content in there, especially in the AAA space. Have I ever considered collaborating with Brandon Tenold? He might not want to work with me now that I got the AI stuff out there. It's either AI would cost prohibitively to get it done. AI is just a tool like anything else. Yeah, it's just like, it's... In my position, I can either use AI, or I could try and desperately pitch the idea to publishers and get a really bad deal. Like, there's still a chance of doing it without using AI there. It's probably not going to be very good, but, like, never been into anime or that kind of thing, but coming up with a favorite internet personality, if you definitely give it a go. Yeah, I think, I've been trying to figure out a way to elevator pitch it, how would I quickly describe it? And I'm thinking like the general tone and stuff, it's somewhere kind of between Devil Hunter Yoko and Jesus Christ Superstar. Like, imagine Devil Hunter Yoko and Jesus Christ Superstar had a baby, and then they both disowned it. That's Convent Chronicles Revelation. Brandon Tennell will use AI in the Valley of Guanji review. I'm sure he doesn't care. Oh, okay. Wish all the best with the game. Greetings from Germany. Okay, thank you, Dar. Hi, Dar. In terms of like it's not what I would consider an 18+ game. I think, yeah, the German rating that Steam gave me for describing the content in it was already like 18. It wasn't plus, but it was 18, and I'm like, that seems kind of excessive. But you know. Have I any hope of Predator Badlands after what happened in Prey and Killer of Killers? A little bit. Am I doing the music? Well, the music also is AI. It's Suno. So there's that. If anyone, I was running over in my head how I was going to run the teaser, and I was supposed to ask if anyone present understood Japanese before playing it. But, oh well. I'm not familiar with this Jesus Christ Superstar fella. Is he a pro wrestler? Jesus Christ Superstar is a 70s rock opera about Jesus. That's just kind of... GPS for your car helps guide you to your destination. But would you personally allow the GPS to drive you there? Yeah. That is one thing that I don't mention on the store page on Steam, that I also feel like, probably because of the absolute ass tons of AI used in the project, I should point out, the writing is not AI. Not at fucking all. Now, since I have been playing with AI a good amount, I have played around with, like, Scribble or whatever the hell it was called just a bit. I threw, like, one of my more generic ideas in it, thinking, like, AI does generic real good, let's see how it does that, just to play with it. Oh my god, it was so terrible. And I was like, ugh, no. AI writing is some of the worst crap you've ever experienced in your life. And writing isn't really a thing that I'm struggling with. So why? I'm not going to save time with that. So what would be the point? There's literally no benefit and only downsides. So how does the gameplay work? Now that's a kind of an interesting thing, because one thing about the gameplay is, because it is a visual novel, I was going for a more simple kind of visual novel, but I played enough Sakura games to know if you go simple enough, it is just stupid, and I hate when it's stupid. AI game masters like Fable AI. I don't know if I've tried Fable AI, but I tried some AI game development tools, and they are bad. All games without are banned now in Germany without the age rating. Oh boy, yeah, it's not an official rating. It's it was a self-certification on Steam, but they threw up a rating for Germany and Brazil, so I was like, oh, okay. Though Brazil was only a 16. It's a cool YouTube idea, The Summer of Summers, where I cover the later sequels and any of the movies or franchise or actors that I've done previous summer specials for. Okay. But, yeah, Lady Knight, the way AI is trained and stuff. There's a lot of opinions people have on AI, and there's there's definite credence to some of it, but there's also like a lot of things that people try and say about AI generation that isn't correct. But yeah, it still doesn't really change the fact that it was the option I had. Though I still have no idea how the hell I ended up here. But right now I'm working on chapter 14. I have 17 planned chapters. And I could the way it functions gameplay wise is it is mostly linear. It is mostly like a novel, and a novel kind of has a start and a end. Yes, branching paths make for interesting gameplay. However, it also makes for ballooning development. And if you want it to be a cohesive, well written story with things that lead into each other, they can't branch that much. Otherwise, is it possible to have a really compelling story with a whole bunch of branching? Yes, but is that the story, or is it just happenstance? Anything of EA being sold to Saudis and Trump's son-in-law? Couldn't have happened to a nicer company. Since it's a visual novel, am I using RenP to help development or a different program? I'm using Visual Novel Maker, which you might recognize from Steam on the reviews part as everyone's saying that they dislike it and RenP is better. But yeah, I am using a visual novel making program, specifically Visual Novel Maker. And some have said that it's buggy as hell, but I'm hoping it is gonna, because I'm not trying anything supremely complex. There is a lot going on that makes this a unique visual novel in terms of how it's presented and the way the Alien Earth Shadow. I have not seen that. No, I've been spending a lot of time with this damn thing. But yeah, the will it come to consoles down the line? It is possible, but I'm gonna have to do a whole lot of research as to exactly how to do that. And one of the other things is I really want to avoid any and all censorship. So that's another aspect. Is like, if a console manufacturers, they're like, oh yeah, we'll have that on, and they're like, oh, but you're gonna have to change this, that, and it's like, well, then you're not gonna have it, then, are you? Yes, a marketplace and money are nice, but I'm not making this to make money. I'm making it because I have to make it. It's a weird feeling. I don't know. But in terms of, when I play visual novels, I like it when the choice actually feels like a choice that kind of matters. And the way that I have done that in Convent Chronicles Revelation is that you have the main path, and then you're given one of two options. And when you pick one of those two options, it will load an entirely unique scene, depending on the option you took. That will play out a decent length for the scene, and then it'll join back to the main path. But whatever choice you made is also, if it's relevant to things being spoken about further on the story, it will affect the dialogue. Though the overall plot and such still remains constant from start to finish. It moves like it would in a novel. Like, you have your peaks and valleys, you have your character arcs and such. But that plot, the central core of the plot, is effectively the same in every playthrough. But in order to experience every single path, to see every side panel, every side thing at some point, you would need to to go from complete start to finish playthroughs. You'd have to play through 4 times. So the first time you're going to get 80% of all the story, and a second playthrough will give you another 10%. And then a third playthrough will give you another 5, and a fourth playthrough will give you another 5. So most of it's going to be the same. But there's just little differences that you can kind of weave in and out of throughout the do I have a price in mind? Well, because I've been putting it together with a butt ton of AI art and such, my initial plan was I was thinking, okay, it's going to be a tough sell. Maybe $10 is like, people would be okay with that price point. But as I've spent so much time and put so much blood and sweat into this and done so much research, like, just worked my ass off on this thing, I looked at it and I'm like, okay, 20. And then Silk Song comes out at $20. It's like, well, that's way better. So the plan is still 20, especially since I looked down the line. It's like, and here's what it sells for in other regions. And it's like, oh, over here it's 5. Oh, okay. But also ranking it at placing it at $20 means that I'd be able to actually participate in sales more often without feeling like, you know, after like 2 years, a summer sale, putting it down to 10 then sounds reasonable. Whereas if it's at 10, putting it down to 5 is like not as impressive. You don't have to put it down to like 2 or 1. So it's like, But I either way, it's like I'm just hoping that it does really nicely, because the story itself is the most important aspect of it to me. It's the part that I've, actually put well, it's not like I haven't put effort into the image generation. It's its own kind of thing. Some of these images are a real damn pain in the ass to get right. Drugs again, scheduling's all over the place. Oh boy, make you some cookies? Man, that's a good reason to... Is a story both in English and Japanese? I do actually... Jovan, you sound like I coached you on these questions to ask me, because that came out of nowhere, and honestly, yes, I am intending on making a Japanese localization. Like, as part of, like, the whole thing. Like, in the base price, one version of the game, you select your language when you start the game, and there you go. But, if it's Steam Deck verified instant, yes. Well, I have a Steam Deck that I should be able to test it on once I actually get a build on Steam. But as far as I could tell, there's no like the Steam Deck, there's no reason why it shouldn't be able. Any voice acting, I've opted against voice acting for a couple of reasons. Number one, voice actors cost a good amount of money. Number two, AI voice acting. I'm using so much AI in this already, but AI voice acting, I feel like, is worse quality than just having text. There is something to be said about a story that is just in text. If you read something, it's actually a psychological thing. Reading something, it's easier to internalize and remember than just hearing it. So we don't need to learn Japanese to play it noob mode. Yeah. Oh, a dub with me playing all the roles. Theoretically, I could theoretically do that, but it's like when I'm doing a Let's Play, I like to do the voices myself anyway. Then again, I don't think I would do the voices in this if I would do a Let's Play of it, because that is a lot of women. Who is the main character? Oh god, I haven't even talked about the characters. Because there's a whole big thing here. Is we have a whole gaggle of characters here, but between Sister Mary Angelica, Sister Mary Amata, Sister Mary Pia, Sister Mary Lucia, Sister Mary Teresa, Sister Mary Bridget, Sister Mary Elisabetta, Mother Mary Superior Sophia. There's a lot of them. Some YouTubers quit because they can't afford cocaine no more when their videos don't get shown. Yeah. Oh no, I'm not doing any voice acting, John. There's no AI voices in the current plan. If I would do voice acting, I would want to hire voice actors. I feel like a voice actor would be well worth it. And like, I can't afford a voice actor right now, but I feel that no voice acting is better than AI voice acting. So, do all the voices. AI actress getting a deal from talent agency? Wait, what? But yeah, the there's a pretty simple way to, let me get this right. There is a pretty simple way to go about showcasing exactly what the gameplay and story are in Convent Chronicles Revelation. I don't have it's still, I'm still putting it together. Things are subject to change. It still would be considered rough draft. But I do have the project file, and I can load it up and play a chapter for y'all. So you have an idea of what we're looking at in this. A much better idea. As a developer, does a Steam profile have access to the game, or do I have to buy it or request access? It automatically said that I own the game. So, like...
And the body count rises.
I go... Thank you for the follow. Thank you. I go into the page here, and then I see, where do I go to the store page? Oh, you would. Oh, it's in beta. No, don't go in beta. I'm not trying to go in beta here. What you going here? What? Okay. There we go. From the beginning, it was telling me that, hey, it's already in the Steam library. Now, before I had posted the page to live, this was just coming up grayed out. It just had the basic name. None of the art was loading. But yeah, it just automatically says, yeah, you own this. So you don't have to buy it for yourself. But yeah, I'm still working on putting this together. So, we can get to seeing in the in Visual Novel Maker exactly how it's all coming together. Now I've got the 13 chapters done. I'm still working on 14 image generation before I get it going. So you see here basic things where you get the choice, and then like this shows 4 choices here because the choice here will show you exactly, it'll determine which of those 2 choices you have at that point. It's about waifu nuns. I mean, kind of, but a little spicy. Well, it is sexy, but it's not a sex game. But there were a lot of things that coalesced in the design of everything here. Part of it was I was kind of sick of seeing things where the demons are the bad guys and the side of God is actually evil. The demons are the good guys and the side of God is actually evil. And it's like, yeah, I've seen that a million times. Can we try the opposite for once, please? And I was also kind of tired of seeing like the uglification of characters. And I didn't. Like I said, I've played a good amount of visual novels, and I really don't like how the choices don't matter, and they don't change much. Little darker than Planetarian. Man clad in black, the antagonist of the hero. So, I still got kind of the basic visual novel maker menus and stuff. I did change some things around, like options that don't matter, that don't affect anything. Oh, I don't have sound going. Okay, I can fix that. There we go. The game is not safe for work. Well, it depends on where you work. But, yeah, options that don't affect anything, I have just not here. So just very basic changes I've had to the menus so far, but so far as story kind of goes, there are a good amount of things that I need to kind of update and fix in the first 3 chapters. I want to have the first 3 chapters be available as a demo. I'm hoping to be able to do that before the Steam Next Fest, following the upcoming Steam Next Fest. The Steam Next Fest we're just about to have, I absolutely can't make that. But the following one, I'm hoping to have a demo available for that with the first 3 chapters. Like I said, there's 17 planned chapters. So, starting from chapter 4, where you can get to, like, it's still, like I said, rough draft, but it'll give you an idea of what we're working with here. I might have to see about trying to fix the font here so it doesn't just... Yeah, the way it just extends into the things there. But, nevertheless... Okay. So, starting from chapter 4... Angelica, I don't understand. What's happening? Let me see about moving myself. I'm in the way. Where is my... There we go. Whoop it. There we go. What happened to Amma? Did I cause that? How? I need to... Angelica hears footsteps softly echoing through the convent hallways. Trying to pull herself back together, she looks to who seems to be coming at a quick pace. As they exit the shadows and step into the light, the distinct white habit of Mother Superior is easy to make out. Mother? It's time I got some answers. Angelica's hands begin to tremble again as she tries to steel her nerves. I have to get some answers. Mother, I need to speak with you. Sister Angelica, I'm afraid I have a matter to attend to. I cannot wait any longer for you to listen to what I have to say. Mother Superior begins to slowly move to the side. Okay, child, I will. Right as soon as I am finished... No, Mother, listen to me! Angelica throws her arms to the side, blocking Mother Superior's path as best she can. Amata's sick. Something happened, and I think it has to do with that book. It's weird and wrong, and it's given me terrifying visions. I saw Amata in one, and now she's sick. Please, Mother! You have to do something. I have to do something! I have to! I have to help Amata! Tears flow down Angelica's cheeks as her cries fade into whimpers. Despite how strongly she feels about this, she cannot hide an overwhelming sense of helplessness. Like I said, rough draft. Within the infirmary, Pia can hear Angelica's shouts. She expected Angelica to cry, but this catches her off guard. Is Angelica yelling at the Reverend Mother? How could she be so disrespectful? Mother Superior is taken aback by Angelica's outburst. She has known Angelica most of the young nun's life, but to be talked back to so fervently was quite unlike her. Helpless, sneededness. Well, typos. Yeah, I gotta fix that too. I see. You're willing to put everything on the line for Sister Amata. Can I have your word that you can keep a secret? I promise you, Sister Amata will be fine if you do as I say. Angelica, tears still running down her face, tries to look as strong as she can as she answers Mother Superior with her whole chest. All that thou commandest us we will do, and whatsoever thou sendest us we will go! Reaching into her habit, Mother Superior pulls out a small key and holds it up to Angelica. Take this, Sister Angelica. Key. Angelica slowly reaches a hand out, and Mother Superior gently rests the weighty key in Angelica's palm. What do I do with it? You keep it a secret. Mother Superior's demeanor suddenly shifts to deathly serious as she enunciates her words to drive home the importance to Angelica. You tell no one about the key, not Sister Amata, not Sister Elisabetta, nobody. You should also keep the book a secret. Did you show it to Sister Amata? What? No, I didn't show it to anyone. I was trying to get you to don't show it to anyone. The last thing we need is to lose track of it. Finally, keep the key on your person. You never know when you will need it. Need it? What will I need it for? Follow the path God has made for you and you will know. If this truly is the path God has for you, Sister Angelica. Without another word, Mother Superior turns around and walks back the way she came. Angelica watches as she heads back to the distant shadows, the weight of her words heavy on her mind. If this is the path, if what is the path? Thank you. You panicked. Looks incredible. I'm trying. I've still got a lot of polishing up to do, but I'm trying. Angelica holds the key in her hand as she stands in the hallway outside the infirmary. The smooth metal slips around her fingers while she ponders what to do. How am I supposed to know where my path is? All she told me was to keep this a secret. Sister Angelica? Ah! Angelica's heart nearly leaps out of her chest. As fast as she can, Angelica stuffs the key into her pocket. Her fingers get stuck as she awkwardly tries to pull her hand out, pretending nothing happened. Bridget! It's you, Hi! Good morning, Angelica. Blessings on this fine day. Blessings! Yes! Right back at ya. Sister Angelica, are you well? You seem tense. What? No. I'm fine. I was just... You startled me, that's all. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I was just hoping you could tell me. Have you seen Sister Amata? I heard something happened this morning. Angelica feels a chill as she thinks about Amata's condition in the infirmary. Trying to keep her composure, she takes a deep breath. She's not well. I saw her in there earlier and she... Please excuse me, sister. Angelica quickly turns and moves down the hallway away from Bridget. As she moves further and further away, her pace slowly quickens. Bridget looks on as Angelica's habit flows behind her, slipping down the hallways and out of sight. Angelica, I know you must be hurting, but don't turn away from your friends. Sadness. As Bridget looks onward, Lucia and Teresa softly walk up to her. Bridget, hey, have you seen Amata yet? Oh, no, not yet. I was just talking with Sister Angelica. Angelica? Where is she? Back inside the infirmary? No, she ran off that way. She ran off? What? Why did she do that? Did she say something? Not really. I tried to ask her about how Amata was doing. She was acting strange. Strange? Yeah, just not herself. Well, after seeing how Amata is, I'm sure we can all sympathize with her. Yeah, it must be hard. But why run off? What is she running to? Or from? After she feels like she has put enough distance between her and Bridget, Angelica's pace begins to slow. The weight of the key in her pocket tugging at her soul, begging for answers. Why do I need to keep it a secret? What does Mother know? What is she telling me? What is the path that God wants me to walk? Did it say what is or what isn't? Did I get that right? What isn't? I just didn't read that right. Okay. I'm dumb. Whoa! Sister Angelica! Distracted by her runaway thoughts, Angelica clumsily walks into the table in the refectory, spilling plates all over the floor. Rushing over to the accident, Elisabetta breathes a sigh of relief when she sees the result of the chaos. They're not broken. Truly, miracles happen every day. I'm so sorry, Liz. I wasn't watching where I was going. The refectory hasn't moved, sister. You're lucky nothing broke this time. Yes, I am. You're right. I'll try to remember next time. Angelica, are you feeling all right? Elisabetta's eyes look into Angelica's, and she can feel the authentic concern the older nun holds for her. Fighting back tears, Angelica tries to explain the situation to Elisabetta. Amata is sick. She's in the infirmary. Pia says she's stable, but she's in pain. Oh no, that's your friend you sit with at mealtime, right? Yes, that's right. It breaks my heart to hear that she's fallen ill. But don't worry, I know Sister Pia will do everything she can to make her better. But I have to do something. Angelica can feel the tears begin to well up as she feels lost, unable to even ask for the guidance she so desperately wants. And I don't know what to do. Angelica, I can tell there's more bothering you than Amata's condition. You don't have to keep everything bottled up, just let me know what's going on and I'll see if I can help. Oh no, that's all right, Liz! Angelica's sadness suddenly morphs into surprise and a little fear as she realizes she almost let her secret slip out. I'll be all right. You don't have to worry about anything. Oh, now I know there is definitely something else bothering you. It's not. I should be going. Okay. I won't pry, but I still want to help. You want to help? Angelica's interest is piqued. It's a long shot, but perhaps Elisabetta can assist her to find the path. It's obvious you're troubled, and I know just the thing to clear your mind. Help you focus. I'm still in the middle of breakfast preparations. I could use an assistant if you're up for it. What do you say? Assist you? In the kitchen? Yeah, when the pan is hot and the spices are in the air, the world around you just melts away. Angelica thinks for a moment. Could this be what she needs to figure out Mother Superior's instructions? And here we have one of our choices. You can either help or not help. And each will provide its own unique scene. So does anyone have a vote here? Do you help or do you not help? How do we go about Angelica's turmoil here? They lesbo? I mean, not for each other. Yeah, I was gonna say... I was gonna say, like I do to the kids, dishes will help you focus. Go do them. So do we help in the kitchen or not? So we have one vote for help. Always choose good in these situations, so help. Okay. As Angelica enters the kitchen with Elisabetta, she is hit with a wave of heat from the stoves and the aromatic cacophony of all manner of foods and spices. Immediately reaching for some white garments, Elisabetta slips on some gloves before tossing a handful of it at Angelica. Put these on. Angelica ties a white apron around her waist and slips the gloves on soon after. Do I really need these? The gloves keep you from getting the food dirty, the apron keeps food from getting you dirty. Now hurry up and get me a basket of eggs, the pan's already hot. Oh, right away. Angelica reaches over and grabs a big basket of eggs, trying to be quick while also being careful not to break them. As she sets them down in front of Elisabetta, the nun picks up one egg and looks directly into Angelica's eyes as she speaks. Know and respect the chef's power of creation, Angelica. All eggs start the same, and left alone, they may hatch or they may rot. But in the hands of a skilled chef, they may become fried, poached, scrambled, hard-boiled, soft-boiled, or even made into a custard. But no matter how it ends up, it can never return to the egg it once was. Wherefore henceforth know we no man after the flesh, yea, though we have known Christ after the flesh, yet now henceforth know we him no more. Therefore if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away, behold, all things are become new. A few seconds pass, and Angelica looks upon Elisabetta, her gaze unwavering. Sister Angelica, cut the peppers. Right. Carefully lining up her peppers, Angelica cuts them with grace, trying to make the pieces as even as possible. The sharp knife makes her feel uneasy, but she is sure she'll be fine if she just takes it slow. However, she stops completely when she glances up at Elisabetta. Angelica can hardly believe the spectacle before her eyes. Elisabetta's braids whip in the air as she moves about her cooking station with astonishing alacrity. Eggs sizzle and are flipped as flames and steam threaten to scorch the woman while she weaves around them like a serpent. Angelica, the peppers! We're cooking for today's breakfast, not next week! Get it together! Oh, right away! Angelica begins chopping as fast as she can, ignoring any concept of parallel cuts. Peppers fly to and fro, ending up all over Angelica's cutting board, table, and even ending up on the floor. Faster than she thought possible, Angelica fills a bowl with cut peppers, ready to be added to the meal. As sweat drops from her brow, Angelica can't help but think, this is what Liz does to relax? Finally, okay, pour the peppers right in. Hurry, Angelica! Ah, I'm coming! On the streets of Edenford, the morning storm pounds the rooftops with heavy raindrops. The roads, normally bustling with life, lay barren as the people sheltered themselves within their homes. With a few exceptions. Of all days to have to deliver a book. The rain is so bad I can hardly see where I'm going! Joseph tries to brush the water from his face and shield his eyes from the torrential downpour, but to no avail. Seeking a moment's shelter under an awning, Joseph clutches the book in his soggy hands. Dear God, please protect me from this rain, if for only but a moment. Suddenly the raindrops cease pelting Joseph's head. Looking up in astonishment, he finds that a black umbrella is now protecting him from the storm. Forgot your umbrella? Maria beams a friendly smile at Joseph, a sight so welcome he feels warmer already. Bless you for this act of mercy. I was beginning to wonder if we still had kindness in this world. Mercy? It's just an umbrella. Where's yours, Mr. Joseph? Maria. The two of them pause and share smiles for a second before Joseph explains. It looks like some hooligans cut mine to ribbons some time ago. Oh, that's terrible! Not as bad as discovering it when I set out to make a delivery. Oh, you're delivering that book. Well, allow me to accompany you and help keep it dry. You would do that? Of course, we don't want the ink to run. You truly are an angel of mercy. Okay, I guess that's better than the saint of umbrellas. So where are you headed? Not far, it's just up ahead, actually. Kala's grocer. Entering the bright establishment, Joseph heads over to the young proprietor, delivery in hand. Kala, I have your book. I'm sorry, it may be a little damp. Oh, it's here. Let me check. Only the cover and some of the page edges. Maybe next time try a plastic bag instead of paper. Kala winks playfully at Joseph. Thank you for your understanding. Don't worry about it. Oh, I should be getting those caramels in the next shipment after the festival. Let's hope that delivery hasn't been quite as much trouble with this rain. Only if they're trying to walk it, too. Hey, Joseph, got any more errands to take care of? Stone doesn't look like he's going to be letting up anytime soon. No, that's the only one. Not as many youngsters reading these days, I'm afraid. How about yourself? I don't want to keep you from your responsibilities. Joseph and Mary. You know, Lady Knight, actually, I didn't even think of that. I'm really bad at my biblical stuff, honestly. I was just like, Joseph, Maria. There we go. It's Joseph and Mary. Oh, yeah, you're right. Dang it. Oh, it's fine. There's not much business with so much rain. I was just taking a stroll to pass the time. Well, I'm glad you did. So, would you like to pass a little more time somewhere? The scent of freshly brewed coffee and hot pastries fill the air of the cafe. Stepping in from the rain, it feels almost like entering a different world. Maria orders a couple of mugs of coffee and takes a seat, smiling broadly at Joseph. You have a bit of a sweet tooth? Here, warm yourself up while we wait out the storm. Thank you so much, Maria. But if you aren't an angel of mercy, what exactly are you? Most people call me the Potter from Market Street. Is that so? Maybe I'll come down. I might need some of your wares for my business. Oh yeah? I guess a crock pot could help you keep your deliveries dry, but I still suggest an umbrella. No, I own the bookstore up near the bridge. Joseph, if you need shelves, you should be talking to a carpenter. Ha! Ha! Amada's breath comes in ragged gasps. Angelica looks on helplessly as Amada shifts from dead stillness to clear, invisible pain. Fingers twitching, face sweating, and sudden gasps for air behind clenched teeth. Is this Japan? There are a lot more Catholics than I would have expected. Well, that's the other problem of using AI image generation, when the best models are based off of anime because, well, Japanese laws in regards to training AI models and using what is available. But yeah, that's another reason why that's one of the reasons why the best models out there are anime style. Fingers twitching, face sweating, and sudden gasps for air behind clenched teeth. But resting in Angelica's hands is the key that Mother Superior entrusted her with. Constant reminder of her burning question. But, yeah, while things do have a bit of a Japanese look to them, technically speaking, the setting is supposed to be nondescript European country number 17. What am I supposed to do? Mother gave me this key, so it's obvious that I gotta open up something locked, right? But what lock does this key go to? Guess there's only one way to find out. Looking over the immediate area, Angelica finds the locked drawers in the infirmary and begins to systematically try the key on each lock. Not that one. Not that one. Ah, it's way too tiny. Sister Angelica, what on earth are you doing? Angelica freezes in place, almost like it would keep Pia from being able to see her. Her mind races, trying to think of something, anything, to explain herself without letting on about the key. Oh, I'm just trying to find something to help Amada feel more comfortable. I don't know what you think you're going to find, but you're going to be digging through my well-organized cabinet so you can get out of here. Pia's eyebrows furrow as she points towards the door, glaring at Angelica. Without protest, Angelica quickly shuffles out of the infirmary and walks down the hall. Pia silently stares her down as she heads off towards her private room. Just what was she doing? Was she trying to break into the stock of painkillers? Ibuprofen, acetaminophen, paracetamol. Pia narrows her eyes at the bottles of painkillers. I should have checked if she took something before I sent her off. Slipping into her private room, Angelica grips the key tightly in her hand. Her heart pounds tremendously, still reeling from how Pia almost found out about it. How am I supposed to do this? I can't let anyone see. Suddenly, Angelica hears loud pounding on her door. Before a word is spoken, she knows exactly who it is. Sister Angelica, open up. We need to talk. Oh no. Angelica grips the key tighter, terrified of breaking her promise to Mother Superior. Sister Angelica, I know you're in there. Open this door. Angelica's eyes dart about her room, trying desperately to figure out where to hide the key. For each spot, though, she can immediately imagine Pia discovering it within seconds. However, she does manage to think of one place Pia won't check. Pulling open the front of her habit, Angelica brushes the cold metal against her skin. Slowly opening the door to her private room, Angelica tries to put on a calm face. Oh! Pia! Hello! What does he want to talk about? Pia's green eyes glare at Angelica, standing face to face with the nun but inches from her door. Did you take anything from the infirmary? Is she sure about that, Rick Martin? Relatively sure. Huh? No, of course not. Then you won't mind if I come inside to check, right? Angelica pulls the door back as she slips back into her room, her calm facade clearly giving way to worry. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't think that I... Hey, wait! Stepping into the doorway, Pia shoves the door open and moves inside. That wasn't a request, Sister Angelica. Pia immediately pats Angelica's pockets before moving on to the room at large. Very soon, Pia makes her way to Angelica's dresser and gives the drawer a tug. Of course it's locked. I need to get into this drawer. It's something. I need it. Hey, Sister Angelica, open this drawer. Angelica's stomach sinks, knowing that's where she locked the mysterious book. I can't. What do you mean you can't? It's your drawer. Open it! I can't do that. Why not? I just can't. I swear, Sister Angelica, you are going to be the death of me! Pia grits her teeth in frustration as her frustration grows. She glares at Angelica, her patience exhausted. When does the group bath start? They should be able to find the key in the bath. That's chapter 13. You obviously took something. This childish denial isn't convincing anyone. Let's see if you can keep up that attitude with the Reverend Mother. Romanticism 666, hey everybody, what's heckin' going on here? I'm showing the project I've been working on for the better part of 2 years. There's a lot of tension in this game. That there is. Pia grabs Angelica by the hand and marches her out of Angelica's private room towards Mother Superior. Oh yeah, I definitely gotta reword that a bit. A little repetition there. Pia, please, it's not what you think! You're hurting me. If it's bad enough, I'll patch you up later. Now come on! Reaching Mother Superior's office, Pia unceremoniously dumps Angelica onto the floor. There, now see if you feel like keeping up this charade. Mother Superior looks away from her desk, interrupted by the sudden arrival of the nuns. Sister Pia, Sister Angelica, what is this all about? Sister Angelica has some things to discuss with you. In particular, possession of certain things she isn't supposed to have. Isn't that right? Mother Superior stands up and walks over to Angelica, who remains on the floor quietly. Well then, it appears we have a serious situation on our hands. Rise, child. Be it for praise, instruction, or discipline, I always prefer to look my sisters in the eye. Slowly, Angelica rises to her feet, full of embarrassment and worry. She looks up at Mother Superior. Yeah, that previous shot there, I should go back and flip that the other way just to keep the camera angle consistent. Just one of those things. Get some friends together and turn this into an audiobook? That's an idea. That would have been a lot faster than what I'm doing. Mother, It's okay, child. Mother Superior looks upon Angelica. Her face is not hard or stern or even upset. She radiates warmth and care in a way Angelica has never seen before. Just tell me, have you something to hide? So, now we have another choice in chapter 4. Do we show the key to Mother Superior, or do we deny that we have anything to hide? Now, she is telling us to let her know, while earlier in the chapter she did say to let nobody know. So, deny, deny, deny. Did I make all the art? No. AI made the art. It is what it is. But it's like either that or this doesn't exist. Or it exists in a much shittier way. So yeah, everyone's picking deny. Okay. Throwing up her hands in defiance, Angelica feigns ignorance. What, me? Nope, nothing at all. Mother Superior's warm expression begins to turn ice cold as Angelica's denial reaches her ears. Your gestures betray you, child. Tell me what has transpired. What have you done since we last spoke? A tinge of fear grips Angelica. Mother Superior told her to keep these secrets, and what is Angelica to say while Pia is in the room? Nothing! I am hiding nothing because nothing has happened. I haven't... In an instant, Mother Superior closes the distance with Angelica and glares deep into her eyes. A smile curls on Pia's lips as she witnesses this. The schadenfreude of seeing Angelica get some well-deserved discipline grips her attention. I haven't... Angelica can hardly speak. Was it fear paralyzing her, or something else? The intensity of Mother Superior's eyes was like a clawed hand reaching into her and pulling around every corner of her mind. For seconds that felt like hours, Mother Superior's unblinking gaze absolutely terrified Angelica. Ah, what a relief. What? You're free to go, Angelica. I pray that you may find your path. Silently, Angelica leaves the room. As she passes by Pia, the two nuns look equally confused as to what just happened. The Reverend Mother looked like she was going to put her through the trials of Job. Only to simply dismiss her? I think the white text where there's no black background needs to be tweaked. Yeah, if I can change the font a bit, that would help a lot. There are, this is still kind of default Visual Novel Maker font and text box. I can see about changing that up further on in development. Feel hot, like hot. Looking forward to seeing the finished product. Yeah, I'm hoping for March 10th as a release date, but I'm not certain. Continuing down the hallways, Angelica tries to shake the unease from Mother Superior's behavior and concentrate on the matter at hand, figuring out what her path is. Soon, however, light footsteps can be heard approaching. Oh, hey, Angelica. I was just going to get some oil and candles. It's been terribly dark today. Would you care to join me? There's a lot of them that need replacing already. I'm sorry, Teresa. I'm not really feeling up to it. I've got to head back to my room for a bit. Angelica continues down the hallways, hoping to make sure she has everything locked before Pia can follow. As Angelica disappears into the darkness, Lucia and Bridget arrive. Hello, Sister Teresa. Hey, everything all right in there? I'm fine, just worried about Angelica. She seems a bit aloof. Oh, look, it's Pia! Bridget brightens up, noticing Pia's approach. Hey, Pia! Heard anything was Angelica's just here. Did you see her? Anything going on? Anything going on? Oh, just her walking all over the Reverend Mother and continuing to avoid her responsibilities. You know, the usual. Pia storms off down the hallway, heading back towards the infirmary. Oh my. Geez, what crawled up her wimple? Even Pia's acting a bit strange lately. Lucia's eyes narrow and she begins to think out loud. You know, Bridget said that Angelica was acting pretty weird, too. Oh, I didn't mean she was acting weird like weird. Things have been very rough for her lately. She sounds like a dude? Well, I am a dude voicing them all, so... Mata's sick, Angelica's got hurt, and we still really don't know what happened to her that night. I really wish there was some way we could find out what was really going on. Oh dear, you shouldn't have said that. What do you mean? Aha! Looks like this requires an investigation! Lucia's eyes light up as she beams a wide smile back at the other sisters. Bridget lets out an audible sigh, knowing there's no talking Lucia out of this once her mind has been set. Now you've done it. Okay, so what are these trio going to do? Will they interrogate Pia or interrogate Angelica? There are fonts with white letters and black outlines that work fairly well. Yeah, I definitely need to look into better. Pia. Okay, we have one vote for Pia from Lady Knights. Okay, going once. Gotta love how the nun's habit is so tight you can see their navel. Yeah! Going twice. And sold! We interrogating Pia. The infirmary is just over this way. We know. Bridget takes the lead, directing Lucia and Teresa towards Pia's location. Walking inside the infirmary, Bridget calls forth, Sister Pia? Oh, wait. Okay, we got a bug here. I gotta change that. Okay. I tagged the wrong character in that one. May we come in? If you must. Is this going to release on Steam? Yes, I have the Steam page up right now, actually. Will he come? Will I come? Will he come? The Steam page is up right now. Pia's frustration. Jeez, I've fucked up a lot in this part. Really need to do a lot of proofreading here. Pia's frustration. Pia's frustration is palpable. But her attention remains fixed on Amata. Just try not to get in the way. Lucia enters and wastes no time getting right on the point. Hey, have you noticed anything strange about Angelica lately? Oh, Angelica! Pia's voice raises sharply, but she tries to calm herself as she continues. No, actually. You'd think after whatever happened to her, she'd mellow out a bit. But nope. Same old Angelica. And gee. Poor Amata. Has she improved at all? She's stable. At least I think she is. Lucia looks down into Amata in bewilderment. Does anyone know what caused this? Food poisoning? Insect bite? That seems highly unlikely. Pia pauses briefly, wondering if she should share this information. The sisters who brought her in this morning said they were alerted when they heard her in her room screaming. Screaming? She seemed so exhausted I couldn't imagine her screaming in this condition. I administered sedatives and painkillers to let her rest. We can only pray that can be enough. Your help is most appreciated, Sister Pia. You truly are a blessing in these walls. Bridget abruptly holds Pia's hand, beaming a smile her way. You're welcome? Lucia's eyes narrow as she tries to piece it all together. So do you think Amata's sickness has anything to do with how Angelica's been acting? I don't know. Did you hear her say anything while she was here? Perhaps whisper a secret. What? No. Well then, it could be a note. Did she pass her a note? Enough! Pia's voice erupts along with a thunderclap outside. It's hard to tell which one made the windows tremble. I can't work like this! Everybody out! Out! Unceremoniously, the sisters are each quickly shuffled out the door and back into the hallways. Each one feels somewhat sheepish, having pushed Pia over the edge. Well, that went badly. I can only pray Amata gets better. Why was she so eager to get rid of us? Is Pia hiding something too? Sister Lucia, please don't. I think we just overstayed our welcome. As the storm continues to rage, midday arrives. The sisters gather in the refectory to have their noontime meal. As Angelica sits at her table with her food, she finds herself completely still. While life continues around her, she feels cold and numb. The world around her begins to fade away. Even the food on her table seems to not exist as her eyes gaze downward upon the empty chair where Amata should be. Angelica's heart aches with a profound sense of loneliness. Still no change. But none of the rapid diagnostic tests even showed anything. What happened to you? Hey. Angelica slowly walking into the infirmary, holding a paper bag in her hands. Okay, that's... I gotta reword that. I wasn't hungry, so I thought maybe Amata could have my lunch. Sister Angelica, she's not going to be able to eat that. Besides, we have gelatin and IV supplements if she needs sustenance. Oh, well, I'll just leave this here if she feels better. Or maybe you could have it. Did you eat yet, Pia? It's beef stew and a little pastry. I don't want your leftovers! Pia's eyes flash in rage as she shouts at Angelica. What I want is to be left alone. Sister Amata needs my attention, not yours. If you really want to help her, then get out of here and leave me to my work! Pia's words pierce Angelica like 1,000 arrows. Holding back tears, she slowly exits the infirmary. But Pia could easily hear soon after Angelica began to run down the hallways far, far away. Angelica wailed so loud the entire convent may have heard her cries. As Pia listens, a tinge of guilt comes over her, regretting her outburst. I'm sorry, Angelica. Angie. But what was I supposed to say? Sister Amata's been in and out all day, whispering something about demons? You don't need to hear that. After running far down the hallways, Angelica stops for breath. Gasps come between sobs as tears freely roll down her cheeks. Oh God, what can I do? What am I doing? Mother said I can help Amma. But what am I even supposed to do? Where is the path I must walk? Suddenly, an enormous bolt of lightning flashes over St. Dymphna's convent. Thunder cracks like a cannon, the low rumble that follows reverberating up and down the hallways. What's that? Yes, I see! I see the path, my God! Rushing to a nearby exit, Angelica throws open the door. The storm outside continues to pound heavy sheets of water from the sky, unabated. Dashing out into the rainstorm, Angelica is instantly soaked from head to toe. The cold water bites into her as she presses forward. I see the path, my God! And... Well... that there is what we call Chapter 4. That's the end of Chapter 4. So, it's still, like I said, it's still a rough draft. There are still many things that I need to see about polishing up, cleaning up, and such. And, you know, everything's subject to change. But Chapter 4 is mostly what is going to... Wait, what? Love the choice of saint. Locally, we have an asylum that used to have a statue of saint on our grounds. Been moved elsewhere as upgrades have been made. I love the area to walk. Yeah, St. Dymphna is there's a whole lot to unpack on that. My initial thing was because I was creating a convent. I was trying to create a fictional convent, of course. And in order to make a fictional convent, you need to make one that doesn't really exist. And convents tend to have ways of, like, certain naming conventions. They do tend to be named after saints. So, from a limited amount of saints, I was there like, okay, I'm gonna have to figure out which one there's no actual convent that was named after. And St. Dymphna is actually a real good pick because, well, very relevant, but also, while there is technically not a single convent named after St. Dymphna, she's not supremely, like, unknown. Help you understand this game? It's a story. It's a visual novel set that follows the story of Sister Mary Angelica and St. Dymphna's Convent and the surrounding city. Or it's more of an adjacent city, really. But, yeah, this evil comes, life is turned upside down, and the forces of good need to come together to push back the darkness. And in order to do so, there are various secrets about life at St. Dymphna's Convent that, well, they're coming to the surface. So it's got definite supernatural elements, though it does begin kind of light supernatural, and of course, as you head towards the climax, things become a lot more heavily supernatural. Yeah, so the overall tone of it is, it's just something that's, I would put together. It's got the serious nature to it. It's got enough little humor here and there, but it's not like it's not a situation like Marvel writing, kind of, we can't have anything be serious without making a joke. What's it called? Oh, Convent Chronicles Revelation. The title screen doesn't actually have the name of it. It might see about changing that. Since she's a local, know her better than most, yeah. But yeah, she's a patron saint of those suffering from all manner of mental maladies. I don't think I have it up for pre-order, Lowmaster. It's up on Steam on the store page. I might need to modify the store page a bit. I have it, like, it describes the game, but I want it to describe the game better, in terms of avoiding Steam refunds, I feel like the best thing I can do is be completely honest about what everything is. So, like, I'm trying not to spoil too much in the Steam store page, but I also don't want a situation where someone goes to the Steam store page, says, oh, this is a nice story about nuns, they load it up, and they see the first character there with their habit getting ripped off and their bra hanging out and a demon being mean to them, and they're like, I didn't sign up for this. Now, this isn't an AO game. It's not an AO story, it's not like that. But the characters are sexy, and they do end up in sexy situations here and there. You saw Angelica hiding, is it not safe for work? Well, you saw the scene with Angelica hiding the key in her bra. You had the part where Angelica's there, habit open up, there's her bra out. That's kind of the level of nudity we're talking about here. There's a lot of other scenes with a lot of other things happening, but there's never anything going on with, like, nipples on screen or anything else visible like that. Twist ending is the same as Masters of the Universe. I don't know the Masters of the Universe twist ending. Dang it. PG-13. Well, there's also you didn't really see it here. Like, you saw Angelica was bandaged up in Chapter 4. There's a reason for that. So, there is a good amount of violence in certain spots. It's not a constant thing, but when violence happens, it's violent. There is an aspect of horror in the world. Just put the nipples on the screen. It's 2025, for God's sake. Well, see, the problem there is when I started working on this, there was that idea, but then I was thinking like two versions. It's like one, because it'd be so little that it would change so little anyway. So it's like, do you go adults only on this and go that way? It's like, well, then you have to have this, and then since there's so little that would be changed anyway, you could have that little changed relatively easy to still have an M-rated version. But then I had to figure out like what would be the different thing in the M-rated version versus that, and I very quickly came to the realization that the M-rated version had better writing and was more interesting. So I was like, well, there's no reason to have a worse written version that can be sold to less people and will have a smaller presence. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm going for a M rating, so that I have to actually send it off to be rated if I want to get a actual rating. You have to pay the ESRB to rate your stuff. What narrative games are around that I would recommend? For being freaked out, Doki Doki Literature Club. For having fun, Stay, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, my first and only trip to North Korea. Full frontal male and feminine. Everyone get naked? Nah. Feel like the okay, let me back out of this. Just don't have any clothes on the kicks. I'm just trying to think what else to cover, what else to do, what else to talk about. Plan to go to North Korea this winter? Do I know something you don't? Well, Stay is just, well, it's an interesting visual novel. It's comedy, North Korea comedy. But yeah. What is the project I'm working on, Red Knights? A visual novel by the name of Convent Chronicles Revelation. It is a highly narrative, highly animated with the thing is like at the end of it, like, does it use AI image generation? It's like, yes, to create over 3,000 images to give the story a very flowing animated feel instead of it being a background with the little characters, like just the little what's the word I'm looking for here? What, little hand puppets of characters on the background. Like that's the thing itself, but I always felt that was kind of a stopgap, like a crutch overall. Now, if I had an actual artist to work with and had the actual money to pay an actual artist, then that would probably still, like, that wouldn't be a bad route to go. But since I was working with AI from the get-go here, I was like, okay, let's lean into its strengths, which is why this has been a project that has taken so much time and so much effort, and it's just... You always hear about AI being the cheap little shortcut, and it still is. But my God, the shirt matches his chest hair. But when it's a shortcut from 2 years down from 30, it still takes a good amount of effort. Mad Slashy, you missed so much. I could play Chapter 5. That's still an option. Well, a lot of people have watched through Chapter 4, excuse me. Chapter 5 is still something that could be covered. Yami Shibai has the art style. Who talking about which art style? But yeah, it's just right now AI is not a great shortcut because you have to teach it so much. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the biggest problem with the use of AI in the project is the fact that it looks cheap because it is. Like AI art looks cheap. How it works. But, you know, I just got so dang much I gotta still got so much I gotta do. Like I said, the plan is to try and get the demo ready for Steam Next Fest, which the demo will consist of chapters 1, 2, and 3. Alan Iverson did the artwork. But in order to do chapters 1, 2, and 3, that's going to require a good amount of fixing things up but I'm still, like, currently working on chapter 14, and like I said, the plan is 17 chapters, and I don't really see how I'm not going to be doing 17 chapters. I mean, I guess theoretically I could just say, nah, 16, and, like, really summarize everything I planned for chapter 17 in, like, a paragraph. But that would suck. But, yeah. Do a review of Alien Romulus. I really have to. I really have to. I gotta get my ass back on doing more movie reviews still. Like I said, there was that nightmare I had long ago that took place in the future, and in that nightmare I was really upset with myself because I had, for some reason, stopped making YouTube videos, and I really regretted it. So, Terrifier 3. I own Terrifier 3 on 4K Blu-ray. I need to review that one as well. I need to review a lot of things. I need to review the Borderlands movie. Dear God, do I need to review the Borderlands movie. Been getting a lot of recommendations for the Chucky vids this week. Interesting. But yeah. Suppose, unless we're gonna be watching more to Ryan Yuzna's Society. I don't know what that is. Unless we're going to be doing more to the visual novel on stream, I'm not sure what else to go over and cover. But yeah, it's available on. It's not available, but yeah, it's the store page is live. If by some miracle I manage to get like a butt ton of wish lists, I think the number is like 2,000 wish lists. That's supposed to really help with its visibility. It's the same thing as being like, hey, like and subscribe. But yeah, the brain. Oof. It's just this was a lot off the chest here. Body horror movie with absolutely bizarre climax. I don't think I have too much body horror. I mean, there's that, and there's. Would that be body horror or just horror? I like. There's just this balance I've been trying to strike with everything. Like I want the pacing to feel good and even, and all kinds of stuff like that. There's a lot. There's a lot of. It's not easy to write something. It ain't. It ain't. But yeah. Really looking forward to getting the game / novel. I'm looking forward to finishing it. I hope everything comes together nicely. It's just love your reviews. Legit rewatch Summer of Freddy vs. Jason. Take on take on the Jeepers Creepers flicks. I've taken on most of the Jeepers Creepers flicks. I think the latest one I didn't. I have heard of the Alien TV series, but being a TV series, I haven't watched it. Have a novel you've been working on for a long, long time. Understand the hard work. It's interesting. You wouldn't think that putting words on pages would be that, like, that hard, racking the brain. But one thing about me working with a visual novel is it is similar but different to the writing for a novel, because in terms of a lot of novel writing advice, they will say two things that when you put them in the context of a visual novel, you start raising an eyebrow. First bit of advice is, try to avoid repetitive information. Second bit of advice is to be very descriptive and evocative, to have the words paint a picture of what's going on. And when you have a visual novel and you have access to visuals, that really changes the way you can go about it. Now, it's not exactly the same as a movie or a TV show or something, any kind of video where things will occur in the time that the film takes. This still is something where the reader clicks next, and the next thing happens. Clicks next, and the next thing happens. So it still has kind of more of the pace of a book that is like controlled versus a film where things happen at real time all the time. Heard they only had one real alien in the whole show. Oh yeah, I've seen little bits here and there. I think there was a shower scene with the alien, which wasn't a bad scene from what I saw. Like that, it was like at least visually like, oh, okay, yeah. But there were other things like that eyeball, and it's like, what the hell is even that? More than putting words on pages is putting a world on pages, yeah. And like there's aspects of like me learning to put a story together and stuff where I start to understand why there are little things with in a lot of novel writing advice. Aliens TV show is written by someone lobotomized with a blender. Well, then it's incredibly impressive given that context. But yeah, there's a lot of the advice you see where it's like, don't do the massive exposition dump to open up a story. And it's like, but once you've made a story, if you've put effort into building the world around the story, it's really exciting to tell people about that. But that is an exposition dump, so you gotta be mindful of how you pace it. Fortunately, I can kind of cheat a little with a visual novel because there's what I can say and there's also what I can show. So these what's the words I'm trying to think of here? There's words that are supposed to be in my brain coming out, but they're just not. Man, anytime that there's action involving multiple characters, man, is it a frickin' nightmare to get the AI to play nice. Brains are stupid, yeah. Yeah, I have no... Like I said when I started this, I have no idea how the heck this happened. I just started... Like, on March 10th, I well, on March 8th, 2024, I encountered a little AI image generator, and I was just having a little fun with it, like, hey. On March 10th, somehow I decided to make for some reason, I don't know, somehow, like, for some reason, I decided to just start making an actual story. And the actual story I just started to make was this from the start. In the story that I just started slapping together, the alpha version, as it were, it begins with Angelica going into Edenford and retrieving some books. Which is exactly how this begins. But can I review Ghost Rider 2? I think I have Ghost Rider 2? I think didn't I try to rip that and it just wasn't cooperating with me? I might have to get it again. Hello, Hoblone. Hello. I've been talking about the projects that I've been working on for way too long, which is kind of the answer to the question of, hey, Decker, why the hell is it taking so long to get reviews done? It's sad. It's like I was really close to finishing the I Know What You Did Last Summer review, and then I just felt like, okay, I need to put this out and announce it. But in order to do that, I needed to have the Steam page. But in order to do that, I had to set up the Steam page. And then I just ended up with this huge, like, there's a lot of work went into putting the Steam page together. And I spent like a week on just that. And it's like, oh, but then on the Steam page, they're like, oh, well, you can get on Next Fest here. And I'm like, oh, I can get on that Next Fest. And then I can set the release date for then. So I set the release date for March 10th. And then that hit another thing on fire under my ass where like, crap, I'm still only in chapter 14. I need to finish this. So I've been working real hard on this for the last couple of days, and it's like, damn, I need to finish my reviews. What AI/model did I use? Well, I have been working locally off Stable Diffusion, and I've been Animagine. Which one is it? Animagine XL 3.1? They actually have a 4.0 now, and I did try that out just for the fun of it, but it was so different. I was like, nope, taking a 3.1. Yeah. Hard balance to not dump the but be engaging and get your world across, especially in supernaturally slanted worlds. Yeah, but like one of the big themes I wanted to do from the get-go in this project is contrast. And hello, it Stinky Sucks. Hello. And for contrast, it's like I want my evil to be evil and my good to be good. So, and I want things to be like, I want there to be a war and I want there to be peace. And I want big contrasting things to coexist so that they can be slammed together. And like one of the things about my opening to Convent Chronicles Revelation is its intention is to talk about how, like, it's not like a mundane world, but it is so peaceful. It is effectively like, that's a surprising thing about it. Been meaning to write a novel for years now. The concept of world building is so daunting. Well, Cinnabites, my world building just kind of came about in happenstance. Okay, so the story, the way it all came together for me, if I can put something up to try and explain what I mean by this. The story I had, it just kind of, I started from a base feeling, I guess. I didn't even intend to make a story. I just wanted to get a story together, and I was just working from feeling it out, adding highs, adding lows, just letting contrasts kind of occur. And then from there, from that base alpha version of events, I've been working on this. I've been putting together the rough draft of everything that is still mostly going to be like what it is at the end. It's just there's a lot that I know I'm going to have to work on. Can AI comprehend/interpret contrasts of good and evil? Well, fortunately, I'm not asking AI to do that. I'm taking care of the writing myself. I don't think AI can understand contrast of good and evil because AI, at least when I'm working with Stable Diffusion, it likes to make chimeras. You're like, here's this character and this character, and it's like, here's one character who's both of them. It's like, stop, that's weird. So to start trying not, yeah. In terms of world building, though, I kind of went story first. I went feeling first to events, to story, to characters, to world. I created the world to serve the story that I made. I didn't, like the story existed, and then the world existed to seat it. It's kind of the opposite of how things happen in reality. In reality, there's the world, and then it's populated by people who do things, and that can create a story. In writing, your story comes down to things have been done, and those things have been done by people, and those people have populated this world. So I really enjoy all of the depth that I've given the world, and I'm interested in the idea of exploring it in other ways. But I never sat down with the idea of, okay, it's time for a world building sesh. Someone makes Cenobite victims and oppressed sympathetic characters. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm kind of tired of. From my perspective, it's the Jedi who are evil. Stop. Stop. Tell you barely graduated high school without telling me. Well, that'd be me. That'd be me. But yeah, back in the 80s, which is when I started your novella, had a brilliant idea of using D&D to create statistics of all your main characters. I haven't a clue where those sheets went in the decades since. There's something at least to get a feel for the characters. Or not a dedicated writer to sit and do so many pages per day. Well, there's an interesting thing is like one of the things that like I have several groups of characters in Convent Chronicles Revelation, and I've got these characters now. Like I've got it written down for their characterization and stuff. That so and so is good at this, so and so is good at that, so and so is good at that. But I came to that conclusion from writing the scene event first, where it's like this happens, and then trying to work on making it so it's like these characters are involved. They need to have something to offer in order for it to be compelling and to give them a reason to exist there. If they don't have a reason to exist there, then they shouldn't exist there. And so, working from that angle, the characters have ended up having certain personality quirks that then further scenes are easier to write, taking that into account. I mean, it's kind of like when you're creating your world, when you're creating your characters, when you're creating your story, it's kind of like having a giant puzzle to solve that you are making all the pieces of for yourself. So, like, there's this one aspect at the beginning of chapter 8, where I'm not going to get into any spoiler territory here because it's something I'm really proud of. But okay, so yeah, let's say we just have a nice usfra ba and a hug out, and then I won't have to ban anybody. Okay. But there's this one part where it's like I had in the alpha version of events, this thing would happen. And in the alpha version of events, the reason it happened was because it just happened. I felt like that was the right thing to happen in the story, and it happened. But when it came time to put together the rough draft, I was like, okay, I need to come up with an actual damn reason this happens. And I was really worried that I had painted myself into a corner. And then I was like, okay, who is where? What is their current emotional state? What would happen at this point that would allow this to occur in the way that it needs to for this story to happen the way I feel like it should happen, and it not feel contrived? And then I realized that a completely new side plot that I had been putting in the rough drafts that was not there in the alpha build, because the alpha build of the story did not even have these characters existing. That new subplot and subtext and these emotional things gave the perfect situation to have this line of events occur that would allow the story to continue as I feel like it should. And it ends up feeling so much more like it was a thing that they really could have avoided, but fate got in the way. And it's just, there's so much in writing where it just kind of, you have those aspects, and it's like, it's also kind of dangerous because I feel really good and proud of that writing, but I also need to let the writing speak for itself. I need to have that scene work as a scene, and because everyone else experiencing that part isn't going to know any of the backstory of me sitting there looking at the keyboard like, what the hell do I do now, until I had my aha moment. That's, no one else is going to have that feeling but me. So yeah, the writing itself still has to hold up. Okay, what's going on? Dealt with that one. Spent 10 years writing a Necronomicon in a graphic novel form. Yeah, there's also a big aspect coming in. Like, it was something where I'm like, I was going through this project, just kind of going, Jesus, take the keyboard the whole way in more ways than one, and hoping everything was going to work out. And now that I'm on chapter 14 and I'm really kicking into the climax, I got like the last big aha, where it's just like, and that's why it all fits together. And I'm like, holy hell, this is great. And then I'm just gonna have to. I'm just gonna have to keep the writing level where it should be, using Comfy UI or Automatic 1111. I think I'm using Automatic 1111. I'm trying to. What's the. What does Comfy UI? Okay. Oh yeah, I'm using Automatic 1111. Yeah, I've never touched Comfy. I don't know how it all works out. I've just been doing my best. How am I creating the music for the game? That's through Suno as well, just like I do with the little parody-ish game songs that I've been doing on the gaming channel. But in Suno, generally, of course, I've been setting it to instrumental because it's instrumentals. You don't really want lyrics in background music for the most part. Now, there are very few songs with lyrics in Convent Chronicles Revelation, but mostly I've just been trying to keep a certain kind of aesthetic and consistency for the music. Okay. Hopefully, everything can calm down. Imagine Cannibal Corpse songs in the background. Who don't think they can write? Why would you say that, Roxas? Why would Comfy UI be superior for a visual novel? It may be, but perhaps the way I've been going about this visual novel, leaning into Automatic 1111, I might still be better off just doing that. There was a force in you that drove you to be silly through. Still bad and elated, still create stuff. The worst movie I've ever seen for the channel. Oh, Gay Jesus comes to mind. But of course, I had to turn it off and walk away several times for I spit on your grave. More powerful and more control, but a steeper learning curve. That might work out better for the for Animagine version 4, because that is just chaotic in its generations, and I'm like, I can't rely on that. Movie reviews still a thing? Oh yeah, I still will be doing movie reviews because I love to, and it's driving me nuts that I haven't. But that's the thing. Like I said in the beginning of the stream, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Everything takes time. I still have to do my kanji study for today. I haven't done that yet. I've been running around and trying to get things done, and then Pulse is there like, "Hey, you got to mow the lawn." I'm like, "I know." I know I gotta mow the lawn. I know I gotta go to the store and get this and that. I know I gotta do a lot of things. But it's just like that's it's exhausting, but that's what I get for putting way more on my plate than it can possibly ever hold. Yeah, I named Pia for pain in the ass. Well, Pia actually was named Pia later, like in Several characters I had names for, and then I renamed them later, and Pia is one of them. Most of the characters, when it comes to their names, I sat down and I searched for. Yes, they're all nuns. There's the traditional way a nun's Sister Mary so and so kind of name works out. So they tend to be named after saints, and I try and find saints that do still match a bit of the character I'm trying to go for with each, and there you go. With Pia, the thing was her original name was Sister Mary Veronica, but have a sister-in-law named Veronica, so I'm like, that's kind of weird. Let's change that. Let's not do that. Let's try and have none of my family looking at this saying, like, is this supposed to be me? Like, no. And also, like, my sister-in-law Veronica is absolutely nothing like Sister Mary Pia. So, that would be very, very weird. Several short graphic proverbial predictions in 1999 and compiled them in animation, an extensive illustrated essay on world events and progression to your version of the apocalypse. Oh, fun. Favorite movie made by the Asylum. Oh, now that's actually a tough one, because now I haven't seen every Asylum movie, and I haven't seen most of the ones that people say are actually good. So that's the big caveat there. But of the crappy ones I've seen, which word was supposed to be songs? Wrote your own songs for the scene. Oh, okay. Wrote, yeah, that one, up there. I thought you meant misspelled songs in the preceding thing, not the earlier one. But, YouTube channel Pixarama will really enhance understanding. Plan on bringing the game to fruition, especially published on Steam. We will want to make it easier. Well, I opened up this talking about the project and also mentioning that yes, it has a Steam page. It's up on the Steam store. It's not up for purchase yet. It's not up for pre-order because I don't even know how to do that. But well, that, and I want to make sure that it's actually available, and I want to see about getting the demo done, because I really feel like I don't want to put a ton of either refunds or angry customers. Like, these are two things you want to avoid, especially if you get both at the same time. And when it's a project like this, which is heavily biblical, but involves a lot of sex and violence, and also is just dripping with AI. It's like I'm just asking for trouble. Like it's like there's chances of this particular product's not exactly having a big fan base pretty high. But it's what I've been working on, and it's how I've been working on it, so. Free demo with an hour worth of gameplay will make most people understand what you're going for. Well, the demo I have planned out is the first 3 chapters, which is going to be about 90 minutes. So it's going to involve also a whole lot of stuff. Well, chapter 4 was a relatively calm chapter, but there was a storm before. Technically, there's a storm going on in chapter 4, but the storm was before that. Trust me. There's the inciting incident, the building tension. Like there's, and like I said, Angelica is covered in bandages in chapter 4, and there's a reason for that. She is not covered in bandages in chapter 1. You are not introduced to Angelica wounded. She receives those wounds at some point. Still pay attention to world events to compare how accurate they were in your Necronom. But yeah, it's like when you have a lot of characters, having some naming conventions work out pretty well in terms of being able to try and get names to people. But there is one thing, like one piece of writing advice I see a lot in terms of naming characters that Convent Chronicles really flies in the face of, but I don't think it's I at chapter 3, Roxas, it does end on effectively a cliffhanger. Well, a lot of, like, if you saw the end of chapter 4 there, it's at the start of action. Angelica opens the door and runs out into the storm with a purpose. And that's the end of the chapter. So that is also, it's not as cliffhangery, but it is very inviting into, like, you're gonna want to know what happens next. Chapter 1 doesn't really, like, chapter 1 has the inciting incident, everything gets a little wonky and crazy, things get really high, and then it suddenly calms down. But it's like an uneasy calm. So, chapter 1 doesn't really have the idea of, I have a big important thing happening right this second. But it does end on a lot of questions. Is it going to be adult or mature? It's going to be mature. It's not going to be an adults only kind of thing. It's got blood, it's got partial nudity. There's death. Things happen. Like, for now, I just picture Angelica running after Thor, God of Thunder. But yeah, so I'm aiming for mature. Hello, Hayden Smith. Hello. Civit AI. I'm not. It sounds familiar, but I'm not. It's not clicking. But yeah. What's the words? Come on, brain. Just word, brain. Just word. Like, chapter 2 ends on a much bigger cliffhanger kind of situation where you know things are happening, but things look really bad. And chapter 3 ends on a much more, like, concerning and mysterious cliffhanger. So I feel like chapter 3 is one of the best places I could end a demo, because it's a large enough chunk of the story to really get a feel for it, to really get invested in it, and I love the cliffhanger at chapter 3. What is the runtime? Based on my estimates, I'd say it's probably going to be about 8 to 10 hours, depending on exactly how fast you read and how fast you click through things. So, yeah, it's just a lot. Any advice on making games? Learn to code. Even if, like, I'm using Visual Novel Maker, so I'm not exactly doing a whole lot of coding, but in order to set up the switches and the conditional branches and the conditional checks, that still involves a lot of the same logic that you would need to learn to understand code. So, and if you do know code, then you can dig in and mess with things a whole lot more directly, and that's way more power to actually put stuff together. Yes, there are AI code generating things, but they tend to make broken code, from my experience. Don't write your own engine? Well, if you're just starting out, yeah, writing your own engine is a nightmare scenario. Like, unless you're programming for the Apple II, don't write your own engine. Let's see. Number one place to look. So much free information, free models, free lore. Oh, wait. I think that might actually be where I was going. I think that might actually be where I got the Animagine model from. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Using Visual Novel Maker, if you spend a couple days learning RenP, you'll find it's basically easy to pick up. Yeah, there's one horror story in the Visual Novel Maker discussion forums right now on Steam where someone was saying, like, they had finally finished the demo for their visual novel, and they tried to publish it. They tried to export it out of Visual Novel Maker, and it's just given them a black screen on the exe. And so, after trying everything several times over, according to them, they are now playing it in the editor, screen recording, and then they're just going to go over to RenP and manually type it all back out. And it's like, damn. Now, what exactly they got that caused that problem, I don't know. I did have a previous version of the demo that I had put together. I had sent it to Thick Black Daddy, and he played it, and he was like, yeah, it's not really my thing. 7 out of 10. Yeah, sure. So I'm like, cool. Valid. But that was a older version of things. I've since worked. I've got a lot of things I'm going to have to rework in the first 3 chapters with the way things are right now. That's why you make backups, or better yet, use source control like Git. Yeah, every single time I make a chapter, I make a backup. I've got backups going back so dang long. It's like we go back here. Let's continue. Clarity of purpose within her pushes out all of the concern away. Through the darkness and noise, she presses onward towards her destination, an entrance to the old catacombs of St. Dymphna's convent. Throwing open the gate, she walks inside. The pounding raindrops echo within the long, dark corridors that stretch out before her. Okay, God, I have found my path. Okay, now that we got... For some reason, when it's the narrator talking, I don't have access to the save. But... Hey, you see my first save way back when... May 21st, 2024. It's been some time. It's been a lot of time. Yeah. Been binging the horror reviews? Thank you, Rampage of 78. Thank you. If you ask ChatGPT, it can take the markdown file and swap it all to RenP. I don't know what was going on with the guy who had the problem in Visual Novel Maker. Use Grok to just write the entire thing out. Just RenP skin using the built-in editor. But yeah, I don't know what was going on with the guy whose project was broken in Visual Novel Maker, but like part of me is wondering, like, okay, exactly how did you code it? How did you move from scene to scene? Did you say change scene or call scene? Because there's a big difference between the two. If you use call scene, it's a very smooth... Like, if you use change scene like I do, as you saw when I was going through Chapter 4, when it changes from one scene to another scene, there's that second of black. That's the engine changing scenes. Now, if you use call scene, You do not get that second of black. It smoothly transitions. But that's because it never unloaded the previous scene. And the games it makes are 32 bits, which means the maximum RAM you have to work with is 4 gigabytes. So if you have a huge, not even that huge of a game, but on initialization, it's just trying to load every scene because it all branches all back, it's not going to work. Did I ever review the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies? No! What is wrong with me? Lovecraft Gaming, you gotta call me out for that more often. But yeah. I know about converting to WebP as well. Oh. Now, streaming making this would be excuse me. Well, it would be spoiling a lot, for one thing. But also because of the fact that I am doing the generation, it's easy to get distracted by that. Chat would distract that a lot, and that would be the best chat ever if it is highly distracting. Since I'm doing local generation on Stable Diffusion, I'm using a RTX 4060 card, so it's not the best, but it is capable. It takes a good amount of time to generate these images, honestly. I've got a little method I use to try and hone it in because it takes so long to generate the images. I first generate like a shotgun blast of really low quality images. And then from there, I try and find the one that has the right shape. Like, this is the cinematography that I want for the scene. Then I move things around, I change colors where needed, and then I take that and then I enhance over that with more steps as an image to image, using that as guidance. And then from there, go in further with in-painting to try and sharpen up areas that come out looking a little weird after the first run. Things like eyes and face detail and hands. Like, there's just gotta fix all that kind of stuff up. Worked in the industry for 10 years, converting to WebP will reduce the size of each image, so it go from 4 megabytes image to like 15 kilobytes. That is a big reduction. Well, Roxas, nobody. My initial thing is like 16 15-step images, which takes like 2.5 minutes. Then from that, I take the image that I am happy with, or I mess with it a little bit more, or if I'm not happy with anything, here comes another 16. And then I take the one that I've prepared, or it's okay, and I put that in image to image, and I do 150 steps on that. Yes, overkill, but I'm trying my best here. Then that takes like 2 to 3 minutes. And then from there, I do the little in-painting over each step. And the in-painting is just, it's very quick, like 4 seconds. Like, and the in-painting I do at 30 steps, because there's not really... When you're doing a smaller bit with 30 step, it comes out much sharper and it looks as good as it's going to look. What dimensions am I doing for the images? 1344 by 768. So that's the base generation, and then after all of that, then I take that image and I put it in, and I upscale that to 1080p, And then, if that involved like smaller characters and farther away, and their faces are then messed up after the upscale, I gotta bring that back into in painting and fix that in painting. Yeah, probably, Roxas. Probably. But like, I've only been doing that for like a year and a half now. But yeah, working on this project was the main reason I purchased a 4060. Which is also why I got the 4060 Ti with the 16 gig. Oh, the high res passes, those I haven't really had a lot of good results with in this model. Doing a high res pass very frequently will mess with the hands and add extra fingers or start having more limbs growing than should be. Certain details like that on a high res pass, it seems to confuse the model very much. So, can you play the game on the Commodore 64? Well, actually, if I made a Commodore 64 version, there's nothing in the gameplay the Commodore 64 can't handle. Thank you, Hardly Working. Thank you, thank you. Will it be a motherfucking wood chipper? No. There will be a holy wood chipper. Oh, that would be nice. A holy wood chipper. Okay, well, now I got something for the sequel. Wasting a lot of effort? No, I don't think so. It's coming together. AI generated images. Your AI generated images always end up with 7 fingers, 1 hand and knife coming out of the chest instead of a hand. AI is weird. Yeah. Holy chainsaw hands. Yeah, chapter 5. Angelica rushes into the catacombs, starts. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Nothing's happening. If TI can make the model make exactly what you want, well, that'd be nice. Yeah, comfy UI. Might as well learn it at least. But yeah, trying to get things exactly right can be a bit of a nightmare sometimes. The way that it just kind of it'll take your advice, but it'll do whatever the hell it wants with it. Someone put a Windows 95 machine on the internet to see how long it would take to get infected. 10 minutes. Oh boy. But yeah. I'll see. I'll look into that. If it can help, then great. Yeah, it's just a whole lot of challenges when it comes to 30 more days till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. 30 more days till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. 30 more days till Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Ah, yes, it is. The CFG I'm using. God dang it! I'm trying to remember what that means. I had things all set up, and then I was like, well, I only ever use it for this purpose, so let me just set all these to default settings. And CFG scale 7. I think it's 7. Oh, there was never a plan to include the series in the Summer of Chucky because I really don't watch TV. Yeah. Almost time. Almost time for what? Oh, Halloween. Brain. Brain, work your brain. Why, jeez. So, the, the... God damn, where's my brain going? Oh, yeah, the setting, the time that Chronicles Revelation is set in. It's set in the, it's kind of midsummer. So, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, like, if I were to do a sequel, it would probably be set around Halloween. That'd just be fun. It'd just be a nice way to incorporate a lot more festive things going on. Especially since there's a good amount of Comic Chronicles Revelation that the plot is centering a lot of events around the Rose Festival, which, is a fictional holiday of this world. Rather, or, this area, this town, this fictional convent in this fictional town has this fictional holiday. So, following that up with something that's a bit more grounded into Earth and has a lot more aspects of finish up the Scream reviews ever. I really want to say yes, but unfortunately, I know I can't make those kinds of promises. Hello, Lucas. Have it here doing good. Excited to see what it is I'm working on. Did you just get here? Because we've covered a lot about this. Is this, but to the point where I'm not super sure how to continue talking about it without spoiling everything. You have a Discord. Save. Have the render time of just 10 minutes of explanation. Oh yeah, I got my Discord on my gaming channel on YouTube or on Twitch. Well, I don't know if the Twitch link is going to work now because I updated the link and posted that on my gaming channel. But Twitch, I couldn't figure out where to go to change it, at least not while live. Hello, Azzy Slays. Hello. Yeah, there's two reasons for that, Azzy. Number one, YouTube don't like me that much. And number two, I need to make more shit. Desperately. Oh, God. Predator Badlands. I'm not as excited as I was for Prey, but that's mostly because just the weird ass looking Predator. Like, okay, that was a choice. Yeah. Do I just go over what I'm doing again? Or do we just move on? Next horror review going up. It's still going to be I Know What You Did Last Summer. That's been in the plans for forever. Violent Nights. Oh, man, I really got to do Violent Nights sometime. I have not seen Alien Earth. I've seen little bits of Alien Earth, and yes, I do know what you mean by I'll get angry. But yeah, I was going like my plan for I Know What You Did Last Summer was supposed to be the summer of I Know What You Did Last Summer. But summer's over now and I still haven't done the first one. But like I said, that's the problem of putting way too many things on your plates. 8 9 years ago. Wow. And application to join Discord. Okay. Get right on that. Approve. Here we go. Everyone joining today. Yeah. Okay. I was just noticing Lady Knight's little talking about the text on the transparency, if it's the versus not and such. Cody, is that the same Cody? It has been ages. I have not heard from him in ages. I think Mila Jovovich is hot. Yeah. No. The audio stream's current bitrate 0 is lower than the recommended bitrate. Oh, you don't say. We recommend that you use an audio stream bitrate of 128 kilobytes per second. I'll think about it. But if 0's working, then seems fine. But yeah, I'm gonna keep working on reviews, of course. Like I said, the nightmare from way back when, like, tells me I really should. Whoa, sorry. I don't know if you heard that. I clicked, the game's still open, like, on my monitor. I clicked on it and the music started playing and it was, like, exploding in my ears. And then I apologized to everyone, and then I realized that I'm on a scene right now on OBS where that audio isn't coming out. So you guys are probably fine. Think Turnip. Oh, yeah. Haven't heard from him in ages either. Man. Hope he's alright. Thoughts on the upcoming shows and stuff with Friday the 13th. Cautious optimism. There's been... Friday the 13th is a series that has been held up for so much, mostly because of red tape and everyone struggling over, like, who owns the rights to what, who licenses to who are you allowed to do this or not. Like, the Friday the 13th game was really good until it got, like, shuttered because of rights problems. So it's like the creativity and the respect for the material is absolutely there in Friday the 13th. It's just being legally allowed to make a Friday the 13th property is where we have problems. All you heard was my panic, Thick Black Daddy. Okay. Okay, good. We can hear your panic now, Thick Black Daddy. I mentioned to everyone that y'all, you, Thick Black Daddy, you did get to play the original demo to Convent Chronicles Revelation. Been sick but getting better. I hope you get better. Be sure to drink plenty of beer. Wait. The rights issue seems like a complete nightmare. Yeah. It's kind of, I feel like the more time you spend away from, like, it's the absence makes the heart grow fonder, but also just creators have plenty of time to think of something really compelling the longer of a gap you have. But, like, what am I trying to say here? Like, as I've been working on my project, it's taken a long time, and it feels bad with how long it's taken. Like, I wanted it to be done before the end of this year. I really thought maybe I could have it done by or right now, and I'm still in chapter 14 of 17. But as long as it's been going, I've still been thinking about it. I've still been working on it in my brain. Not going to info dump in here anymore, but I'll say you have too much experience making visual novels, but for a much smaller audience than for what I'm going for. Well, I mean, I'm not sure how many people are really going to be like, yeah, this Convent Chronicles Revelation, that's a compelling story, and I can't wait for another entry. I'm not sure exactly how well that's going to go. But like, I want to do what I can to give it the best chance it can. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy to actually make it. I'm just happy that it exists. Don't compromise on quality to meet a deadline? Yeah. That's one of the benefits of being self-published. But, like, I tried to... I had a nebulous, like, by the end of 2025 floating around in my head. And that obviously isn't really going to work out. But I did put down in my Steam, my Steam information and stuff for the game, and like March 10th, 2026. And seeing that number staring back at me, I'm like, oh shit, gotta get this going. Okay, see you, Rick Martin. Rewatching the kaiju reviews. Ah, yes. Fun. Making a sleep playlist. Any suggestions? Silly Gamer and Mothra reviews. That'd be nice. I wish they would make another damn Gamera. Where's my Gamera? They had the teaser of Gamera and then nothing. They had the rumors of Gamera and then nothing. And then the Gamera 4 was the thing, but it was only shown to a very few people, and yeah, at least put out the demo this year. Yeah, the what's the timing on Steam Next Fest? Let me take a look. Dashboard. Okay. So, in order to get on the February 3rd to March 2nd Steam Next Fest, which is what I was trying to shoot for, I need to register by January 6th. So, I'm going to need to have the demo done by the end of this year. That's kind of how that works. So you're right. Again, oh yeah, the Gamera anime. God, I still gotta watch that. But it was TV, and that always messes me up. But if I watch the damn Last of Us TV series, including season 2, I can watch TV to watch Gamera. Jesus. Yeah, the demo... Is it safe to say the sequel to Killer Clowns from Outer Space is just not happening? Man. Like, this is another thing where I'm thinking, like, what if something big does come of this? What if Jeff Keighley goes on stage and he's like, and I hope you've been praying to Jesus, because here we have... Like, what if that happens? And I make millions of dollars. What do I do? Because maybe I could call up John Massari and be like, hey, would you happen to need a couple of $1 million for any particular project with your friends? Could I fund Killer Clowns 2 if that magical situation would happen? I don't know. Oh, not JPEG. I hope very soon to get the dang next review done. I really have to. Did I ever think about doing gaming reviews? The hard part is I always feel like... Well, the problem is I'm always like, oh, I need to play through like 100%. I have this very completionist mentality when it comes to a game review for some reason. That's why I was able to review The Typing of the Dead Overkill. That's the one game I reviewed. Because the game was a linear, on-rails shooter typing game that's 3 hours long. It was like a big movie. It didn't have a lot of extra modes. It was very straightforward. What happens in it happens. There you go. What? Send a video of doing a single cock thrust on a loop. Thick Black Daddy, are you in the right chat? But yeah. So what do you think of that as a elevator pitch for Convent Chronicles Revelation? It's a visual novel with a theme that is kind of a mix of Devil Hunter Yoko and Jesus Christ Superstar. Does that work? Or does that not really explain it? I tried saying that to Poulter and she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? So... Convent Chronicles Revelation. Hello, Christian Vasquez. Hello. I'm working on Christian stuff right now. I don't know. I'm still the funny thing about all this whole journey, whole project, whole thing where I'm like, I feel like I have to do this. I'm compelled to do it. I have no idea where this story is coming from. My hands go on the keyboard and it just comes out. I'm still an atheist. I don't know what to tell you. This just happened. I don't know. I like it for the aesthetics. Thoughts on Anaconda 2025? I haven't seen the trailer. Trying not to think of the superstar Jesus in a Speedo. Not an agnostic. Well, okay, Lady Knight, I mean, technically speaking, agnostic, atheist. I'm not what you would call a capital A atheist. I'm not the Reddit atheist. I don't usually say agnostic though, because I don't know. I feel like agnostic is just a kind of weak term, whereas like I'm not really making a choice here. It's like I know that I don't believe. That makes the without and the theism there. So, didn't know Horror Express is a prequel to Soul Station and Train to Busan. Yeah? I wouldn't be the first atheist to make Christian propaganda. Fair. Yeah, I'm open to the idea of a higher being type of agnostic. Closest thing they have to a god you worship is basically the sun. I sit there and I look at a lot of atheist arguments and I'm like, you guys are fucking idiots. Not that I'm like... I'm here like I hear the atheist arguments like, you know, heaven don't even sound that good. If it were real, I wouldn't want to be there. And I'm like, I would. The alternative is annihilation. And that's what I think is going to happen. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Yes, heaven, but it sounds annoying. I'll take annoying. What's the worst it could be? What about Edward Scissorhands getting a 4K Steelbook release this month? I did not hear about that, but I know what I'm spending my lunch money on. Nihilistic is the word you meant. Nihilism is like this nothing matters. And I try not to be nihilistic. I really do. It can be hard sometimes. But I don't like. I really don't like nihilism. It's like, it feels bad. And I'm like, you know what? I'm here. I'm existing. That has to have some value to it. The Life of Bell, what do you think? 300 to... What the... Huh? What, Hobone? I'm not picking this up. I have not seen The Life of Bell, so there's that. A philosophy teacher you attended gave you the term agnostic as mystical Christianity / hint of pagan. Okay. Do I talk to Crystal Tits? Oh, Cripple Tits. Cripple Tits, yes. Yes, she's been having a hard time. She wants to get back on Live and Wired. I want to get back on Live and Wired. Thick Like Daddy, you want to get back on Live and Wired? He hasn't answered, but yes, he does. Thank you, Anvil. Thank you. But yeah, when it comes to Convent Chronicles Revelation, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you can be subscribed to me for a decade. This is still probably really out of left field, isn't it? Life of Bell is a nihilistic. Short films. Ah, man. Well, I hope not, because I can't remember, and to have seen it and not remember is even worse. Then again, I have a bad time remembering things, so maybe it's not as bad. You miss Live and Wired, Matt Slash? Yeah. Yeah, Live and Wired is fun just talking about, well, a lot of things going on in the entertainment industry. More info about the whole thing on the Discord. I had a teaser that I was working up towards the reveal today, and the whole it's hard to have a Q&A on the topic of a visual novel when like 90% of the people watching miss the visual novel part. And everyone's just interested in the fact, like, hey, Deca, you're still alive and breathing. Good. It's always a fantastic thing. Do psychological horror, final short film, SCP short called Unassuming Joe. Yeah, there's... I'm trying to figure out, are there any other Q's and A's to go over in Chronicles? No, I feel like everyone who is interested in it is like, yeah, just wait for the demo or I'll get it, it's fine. I just with my own trying to learn to live with myself mental stuff, I decided to just sever ties with Creepy until I got my head out of my ass. And, well, my head has still firmly been in my ass, but I've been better, I think, but worse in other ways. So, yeah. I have been wondering this, and I know he's a writer. Part of me wonders, like, exactly what he would think of Convent Chronicles. Probably, you know, it has some words about the amateurish writing, but like I said, that was the rough draft. There was plenty of issues. 4 important things: age rating, expected playtime, themes, interactive elements. Okay. Age rating, this is going to be a M-rated kind of experience. It's not a complete, endless slew of guns and bouncing boobs and gore everywhere. But when things do happen, they happen. So it's got that aspect going on with it. That's it. Oof, I'm going to get off on a tangent, but expected playtime, I'm estimating 8 to 10 hours. Themes, the focal theme I had going on from the get-go was contrast, but you have, faith and hedonism and romance and horror and celebration, and it's one of those things where it's like you try not to say the genre because you're trying to keep things like as close to the heart as possible, but at the same time you end up just doing that amateur writing thing of saying it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. If you can't describe something quickly, it kind of is like you don't have any idea what the hell you're doing. But yeah, that's where I say like the best elevator pitch is it's a visual novel that's kind of got the something going on between Devil Hunter Yoko and Jesus Christ Superstar. Let's see. And interactive elements. Every once in a while, let's see. Every once in a while. Oh, no, crap. I saved over it. Oh, I'm doing great here. Like, let's go from the beginning. Let's just skip. And every once in a while, you are given a choice between 2 paths. Picking one of the paths will go through one scene, and picking the other path will go through a completely different scene. They will rejoin into the same path, but the choices you make are remembered as the story progresses. So yeah, that's the kind of interactive elements. You have choices. There's only ever 2 choices at once, but those choices can also be different based on choices you made before. So the mental health is never an overnight fix. Took you about 7 years to fix your own. Yeah, I've been just pounding away at the at the proper batch of chemicals to get my brain in order. I've been doing better, but there have been bad days. You for sure need a couple of interactive elements to help vary the gameplay from simple Connect novel that you just click through with basic choices. Helps pad playtime. Yeah, I don't want it to have just a tacked on little mini game thing. Unfortunately, like the story was from the start just a visual story. That's the heart of the creative process that went into making it in the first place. It was all about visuals and emotion. That was the alpha initial just explosion of images that became. How long is the game? 17 chapters. So that I estimate 8 to 10 hours. Is it fair for some people to compare and contrast The Hunted with First Blood? Oh, you can contrast anything. Compare things. I'm trying to find an explanation as to why parts in Atlantis film left out 90% of the novel. Well, for that, generally speaking, when it comes to a film adaptation of a novel, novels can be considerably longer, and the average length of a novel is way longer than a feature film. There was one movie that did actually attempt to do a one-to-one, like, pure adaptation of a novel, and it ended up something like 9 hours long. Something like that. Yeah. But generally speaking, when movies adapt novels, they take certain things, they leave they take certain things and then they leave certain things out. But then they try and reshape the things they do take into a coherent story for itself. Which tends to work okay, but when they go about just making up their own stuff and having a few other things, and that's just kind of annoying. Like there's a thing where, like, Stephen King, he makes his short stories, and then there's film adaptations of them, and they can get crazy and go all over the place. Like, Graveyard Shift. The short story, really short. The novel, the movie, really long. The movie takes a lot from the short story, changes some stuff around, and generally makes a much bigger story. But then there's things like The Lawnmower Man. The Stephen King story, really short. The movie, nothing to do with the Stephen King story at all. They just slapped the name on a completely different movie. See you, not JPEG. See you. Yeah, just the idea of stopping the story to play a minigame. There's not too many areas where that would really work. And if I kind of come into a second one with more of that in mind, then perhaps. But, like, it's something that really needs to be planned on first. If at this point, adding it now, it would only feel tacked on. So, what benefits it would have versus what detriment it would have for feeling tacked on? I don't know. Kubrick Shining is better than the miniseries? I mean, yeah. Click something on the screen for the story to progress instead, like picking a door instead of a choice box. That's interesting. That's also a thing where it's like the scenes weren't necessarily designed around that. That could work in certain situations, but not like there could be entire chapters that pass without that coming up. Hey, Heifer. Thank you. Hello, Chris. Hello. Yeah. Watching Pull through the puzzles she's doing makes you want to avoid those kinds of games. In Silent Hill, yeah. I was thinking if I get to play Silent Hill, if I'd probably play it with Lost in the Fog for the puzzles, simply because I really like me some damn hard puzzles. Like, yes, I might be stuck on the one puzzle for the entire stream, but I'm gonna have fun with it. I'm going to put puzzle in my game. Wait, what? Anthony, wait, who's designing this now? The game has already been its own puzzle just for me, just in the writing process. How's Tara? Tara's been okay. She was rather upset with me because as I was getting everything ready tonight, and I opened the door to get some stuff, she went out, and I went out with her, and I picked her up, and I brought her right back in. But, you know, other than that, yeah, it's like you got the different characters, and so as you saw in chapter 4 there, we got Sister Mary Angelica, Sister Mary Amata, Sister Mary Pia, Sister Mary Lucia, Sister Mary Teresa, Sister Mary Brigid, and Mother Mary Superior Sophia. There was also the residents of Edenford. Ton you can do with visual novels you wouldn't think of at first pass, but once you realize how easy it is to make, you might have players more invested when it involves complexity. Yeah, there are things where I feel like certain visual novels, like Honey Pop, are really puzzle games with visual novel cutscenes. And then you have things like Doki Doki Literature Club, where you have the writing, the poetry writing minigame, but the poetry writing minigame is almost a red herring as to the interactive nature of Doki Doki Literature Club. That's its own little masterpiece right there. Ever watch the show Ragnarok on Netflix? Nah. Show? Nah. TV show? Nah. Netflix? Nah. That's just not how I work. Trailer Frankenstein. I have not seen any trailers recently. Or, that's a lie. What did I see a trailer of? There was something I saw a trailer of, and I was like, God, what was I like? Did I like it or did I not? Why is it I only remember that I happened to see a trailer? That's the worst kind of advertising you can have. It's the only thing I remember is that I saw a trailer. Oh. Favorite season of my movie reviews? Oof. I think season 2 is when it was still really new, but I was also getting the hang of everything. Season 3, like I've enjoyed every season in its own way, but it's I don't know. It's just a lot of. That's another thing, though. I'm going to have to come up with a trailer for Convent Chronicles Revelation. I have the teaser, and I like the teaser, but I need a proper trailer for my Steam store page. Now, a lot of times when I look at trailers for visual novels, they just emphasize on how beautiful the women are and how much they want to have sex with you. Possibly it has something to do with the visual novels I look at on Steam. But that's probably not going to be the best angle to take with this particular visual novel. Will a project have a consequence element for wrong choices you make? I don't think so. I feel like the way everything's going, it's not really a loss kind of aspects. Things do matter, things do affect things. And for the player personally, if they wanted one thing over another, then that's going to be a bit of a what the word I'm talking about here? Come on. How old am I? 42. Like if I'm trying to go for one thing and I end up getting something else, then that's a personal loss to me. It's learning what do you get here or there, but it's like from my perspective, it's like everything's win-win. But there's still the aspect of one thing I didn't touch on is one of the things you see in a lot of visual novels that you generally will just encounter like a dozen of. Like the visual novels, the way most of them work is, of course, like I said, you have your little background and you have your little hand puppet characters that talk to each other, and then the scene moves on. Or you have one hand puppet character, and they're talking to you very slowly and unsure, and this music is soft. And then the scene changes, and it's a full screen shot of some sexy pose, like, and that. And those images are saved in the CG gallery. And that's like what you earn playing. You play through the visual novel, you get your CG, and you get your CG gallery, and that's what you get. And it's the image that you encounter in the story, but instead of having all the text, it's just the image. And you just, there you go. You will enjoy the image as you will. Convent Chronicles Revelation does have a CG gallery. However, because Convent Chronicles Revelation is entirely made of full screen images and things going on, it does not just have every full screen image be the CG gallery. Otherwise, we'd be looking at, like, for Chapter 14, that'd be 300 images. So, it doesn't do that. Also, who would want to look at a close-up of, like, a rock? Like, no one wants to look at that. But what I have instead is, as you progress, as you get through, you will unlock CGs. Now, these CGs are kind of an alternate, purely visual retelling of what's going on, with the sexiness cranked up. But still, they have... I love rock, okay. So you have the CGs. They are unique images that still retell the story in, artistically smexy way. And those are accessed through the CG gallery on the main menu. Now, because of the way the game is set up with the branching paths, each branched path has its own... Is it a pretty rock? Each branched path has its own unique CG that it unlocks in the CG gallery. Which means as you play through, each path you don't take, you don't get. You have to play through again and pick that path on a separate playthrough. So, not only does the CG gallery work as a reward for playing through, but it also is a way of keeping track of which paths you have and have not gone on. Thought I was going to the Shadow Realm, so you heard? Yeah. Five, 6 games you want to play at once? Well, after a bong rip, Thick Black Daddy, just play all of them at once. What's the problem? One controller in one hand, one controller in the other, step on one controller, step on one controller, sit on the other controller, chew the other controller. Boom. I'd have such cool glasses. I need to get new glasses. These are a little bit worn out, but yeah, I just wanted circles and no rims. That's I really like the rimless glasses I got, and I've always wanted circles, and now that I got it both together, Poulter actually got me these glasses. I couldn't get them locally. She ordered them online, and they were the perfect size. So you play it multiple times and get various endings. Yes and no. Like, the overall story still effectively goes the same. The final chapter does have different ending scenes based on the choices you made, but more akin to the well, it's kind of like the how in Fallout 3 when you get to the ending, it gives you a sort of where are they now based on the choices you made. Gives you like little updates on this happened there, that happened there, that happened there. It's not that, but it's similar in style. The difference here is in Convent Chronicles, the amount of things that are changed based on the choices are less than you have in Fallout, but the scenes going over that are going to play like scenes of the game, and it's going to just give you a nice update based on the choices you made and what's happening with who where. But the characters, their character arcs will go as their character arcs go in accordance to the story, and all that fun stuff. So it's one of those things that's really kind of a head scratcher when making one of these, because you want choices to matter, but you also want to tell a specific story. And it would be an interesting endeavor to try and make a visual novel where you have wait. You got your colorblind glasses and now you look like someone's uncle took someone else's aunt's glasses? Can you see? Well, I mean, from what I heard about how colorblind glasses work, they don't necessarily make you see the colors you can't see, but rather they provide a greater contrast between colors that, while you're colorblind, look very similar, but with the colorblind glasses, you can be like, oh, okay, difference. Is there autosave and checkpoints? I think I can set up an autosave system, so I want to do that before everything's completed. Right now, I don't have an autosave system set up, but I think I can, so I'm gonna try. Yeah. Thinking at least at the end there's a situation that's going to involve like a choice between two here and a choice between two here. So given what choices you did, that's what they would call like 10 different, I don't know how many, I can't math. Autosave is inbuilt in RenP, so it should just be a checkbox in VNM. I don't think that it's a checkbox in Visual Novel Maker. I think that it's let me see. Where's the setting of the game? It's going to be let me quit out of there, get back into Visual Novel Maker. I don't think that there's a checkbox for it. I think like I can do a save like a save game in which slot, whatever slot. So if I have an autosave slot, I can just set a command to save, and that should work it. There's also I should do a prepare save game before saving. That's you have to do that's you can't just say save. You have to tell prepare. Preparing. You're always preparing. Just go. So you have to prepare the save game and then save the game. So, yeah. But yeah, the Story is set in a fictional, quasi-European rural settlement at the fictional Saint Dymphna's convent, adjacent to the fictional town of Edenford. So that's kind of how that goes. I could see what options I have for creating an autosave. I might have to have a specific slot designated as the autosave slot. But yeah. I still love, though, that it now officially exists on the Steam store. I didn't realize they would be that high up. There is a lot more above them in the image, but their heads are cut off. A little bit. Might need to modify that. Colors, shadows, and the contrast between them are a lot more apparent. Is it possible to see some gameplay? Oh, well, yeah, hardly working. No, we were seeing gameplay earlier in this stream. I got the store page and screenshots. Y'all helped Elisabetta in the kitchen. That was very nice of you. There was always the option not to. Always could have been like, nah, fuck it, we ain't helping. And look, Amata isn't always dying in a hospital bed. Angelica's not always screaming in horror. Or dying in a hospital bed. Anyway. Yeah. Does it not specify the... Oh, thank you. Thank you for the wish list. Okay, but yeah. AI-generated content disclosure. The developers describe how the game uses AI-generated content like this. Generative AI is used to create most all the artwork and music within the game. Stable Diffusion is used to produce, iterate, and polish images, along with Photoshop AI tools for further refine the images. Music within the game has been generated with Suno, and many sound effects have also been generated with via 11 Labs. Mature content description. The developer describes the content like this. The game contains scenes of bloody violence and nudity. It's intended for mature audiences. So that's one thing I feel like the images I have on the store page, I can perhaps emphasize a little bit more the bloody violence and nudity, because I still feel like someone could look at that and not quite realize. Yeah, that's Scarlet. Pretty sure she's going to be a fan favorite. Pretty sure. But, the amount of things that occur in the game that I don't want to spoil, but at the same time, I feel like I really should. Thanks, Thick Black Daddy. Yeah, it was just like an amazing weight off my shoulders when the game got the okay on Steam. I'm like, okay, we're doing this. Oh, it's always the woman in the red dress. No, I still like Kala. I feel like Kala is like my favorite character of the Residents of Edenford. You know, the handful of characters in the visual novel who are not nuns. Hello, Mac. Hello. Love the horror reviews. Good to see you. Yeah. Hopefully I'm not scaring you now. I'm sure this is absolutely horrifying to a lot of people. But I do like the dynamics of this trio as well, with Teresa, Lucia, and Bridget. Just a nice friend groups and such. And of course, Angelica, being the very devout and pious and faithful nun that she is praying. That's what nuns do. They pray. No? Would recommend you take a look at other visual novels that use AI. Most might be adult content, adult oriented, but the best have the basics down. Yeah. There's just so much going on. Yeah, marketing, the Steam page, and presentation. Yeah. I feel like my little description down here and about the game, it's not bad, but it needs some polish. A lot of polish. About this game. Where faith is everything, when evil comes for you, you had better say your prayers. In Convent Chronicles Revelation, follow the story of Sister Mary Angelica and the Sisters of St. Dymphna as the world opens anew thanks to sweeping changes from the Neo-Reformation. However, Angelica finds the world outside the convent walls is not the Edenford she remembers. Before she knows it, Angelica finds herself thrust into a centuries-old conflict where sinister forces work to undermine the faith of the people and bring forth the complete destruction of St. Dymphna's convent. With her sisters by her side, she faces the forces of evil while holding the most important to her closest to her heart. As her world shatters, she prays to hold on to every shard she has left. Pages! Over 3,000 unique full-screen images bringing the visuals of the story truly to life. 17 chapters each with alternate scenes based on player choice. Over 200 unlockable CGs. Over 100 unique musical compositions. Fish and chips or pork chop sandwiches. Oh, you gotta love pork chop sandwiches. Character we were playing as, how long does he end up in the predicament? Well, hardly. We mostly play as Angelica. I say mostly because the scenes change and you make choices for how other characters act as well. But the main times you're making choices, you're doing so as Angelica. So this isn't a situation where a guy gets isekai'd into a world in a convent, and he just walks in, and for some reason this order of nuns has no problem with this guy walking around, and they all seem to think he's equal parts cute. And it's not that kind of visual novel. Don't want to put so much effort into something like this and not get the needed eyes on it. Marketing is super important for small indie titles. To have people, even good word of mouth is invaluable. Yeah. I mean, like I've said, like, my main thing is I just want to make it. I want it to exist. I've felt the need to craft this story and put this together. And so just that is already like, hot damn, it's happening. But the it would certainly not be bad for it to actually be successful as well. Need to give people time and updates to build anticipation. Yeah. You know. Couldn't just do a stealth drop. For the majority of the development time I've had on Chronicles Revelation, I was kind of working under the idea that I was just going to keep it completely secret. Because, well, hi guys, I'm Decker Shadow, look what I made. But as time has progressed, and I'm like, you know what, I gotta actually give this thing a good chance. Thank you, Happiness Demon. Thank you. Thank you for the 10 super. But and I was going along and I was just spending so much time on this. Of course, the question of, hey Decker, what the hell is going on with you? Where have you been? Tends to come up. And yeah. The options are either I've been working on a project or I've been doing nothing. So I've been working on a project definitely sounds better. Oh, nice lady. You found it on Steam. Means you can add to the wish list. Or ignore. Or say that you played it elsewhere. I don't know. The Switch count. Love your first game, barely anybody played it, and so all the hundreds of hours you put in for a sub 100 players is really disappointing. Yeah. I can understand that. Especially since it was free. Ah, man. Okay, what's the game? What's the game? Let me find your game. Unless it's got titties on it, which I can't show it here. But if it's free titties, I'm just going to write it down for later. I wonder what more like this. More like this. Doki Doki Literature Club. Okay, not bad. Love and sex second base. Okay. Oh. How do you add me to Discord? Should be Discordable. I don't see any pending Discord. Oh, Titties Galore took down a couple years ago. Ranked jerkmate. No. No. Ah, okay. Do. Oh, that's been the most Discord notifications I've seen in a while. Let's see. Is there any other game, Johnny, you'd like to do if you were able to? Well, I've had, like, people make fun of idea guys in game dev for, there's reasons, like, ideas are a dime a dozen, but at the same time, I've had ideas. I've got this, there's this one that I was, recently just came up with that I was showing Thick Black Daddy that I was like, I want to make this now. I got 2D game maker. What did I get on Steam? Oh, my Steam's over here. Library. What did I get? Where the heck is it? Oh, Visual Novel Maker's still running. Even though it's not running. Okay, stop doing that. Did I not install it? Gotta be Pixel Game. No, I did install it. I just didn't see it. Okay. I got Pixel Game Maker MV specifically because of this idea I had, and I'm hoping that I can get it together. But that idea is just a. I would say Oh, you're saying uh-oh. You know what I'm talking about, Thick Black Daddy. I showed it to you. You know. You know what I want to make. It's this... The thing is, it's a simple 2D platformer, but of course it's too damn complicated for your first game, or especially your first platformer. First time chatting, just wanted to say thank you for your hours of thank you, Morph. Keep it up. I will try. I still gotta, like I keep saying, I still gotta make my reviews. I gotta make my videos. Otherwise, I ain't got nothing to pay for all the visual novels. But yeah, I just had this idea for a kind of 16-bit style platform game, and I just went completely silly with the design just as a bit of a joke, and then I looked at it and I'm like, damn, now I want to play that. So it's called Robo Dolphin, and it's kind of like RoboCop if he was a dolphin and a skateboarder, and he's kind of like somewhere between Echo and Ollie. Like that's the concept. We got falling down the 2D platform pipeline. We aren't going to see him until he's old and gray. Yeah. So, but the thing is, like, this idea is like, I like the idea in my head. It sounds like a lot of fun. But it also sounds really fucking complicated to make, and that's just the basic systems. I'm not even a level designer. I'm definitely going to have to find someone to hire for that one. So, yeah, it's like, it's an idea, I like it, but I don't think I can solo this. But there's also all kinds of other things. There's this one, there's this one game idea I've had for a long time, since using any LLM AIs to help. I tried a bit, and everyone I found was really bad at their job. So I feel like I'd probably be faster just learning the code myself rather than trying to get the AI to do it for me. It hasn't worked out for me. I was just trying to see about getting a really, really rough prototype together. Just combine the dry land skateboarding aspect with the underwater swimming aspect. We don't even have to worry about losing oxygen when underwater. We don't have to worry about the fact that dolphins don't have sweat glands and you're gaining heat while on land. We don't have to worry about either of these things. We can just get the movement down, and it is just not coming through with anything that I could use. Hey, I can suck it. I've been developing a survival horror game, just spitting story and gameplay ideas and using it to fill in gaps. Yeah. AI can fill in some gaps sometimes, but yeah, there's a lot of caveats that come with working with AI. And like I said, with Convent Chronicles, the biggest thing is it looks cheap. At first glance, it doesn't look like horrendous, but as soon as your mind goes to, oh, that's AI, it's like, that costs nothing. Except the environment. But yeah, like I said, I'm doing all the generation locally on my 4060, so I use about as much electricity as I do playing video games. Now, if I was using a big server block on a city, be reviewing spooky things this Halloween. Oh, well. I mean, I know what you did last summer is a bit out of season, but But I definitely need to, like, I gotta get back into. Well, I could do a review of The Creature Wasn't Nice, because I've seen that movie way too damn many times, and I have far too much to say about it. That would be a very quick and over with review, because I know I'll get that script done in 20 minutes. Oh god, that creature wasn't nice. Hello, Animus. Hello. Yeah. Skateboarding robot dolphin. Yeah, that's Robo Dolphin. But Robo Dolphin doesn't just ride a skateboard and be a robot and be a dolphin. That's not everything about him. He's also a hero because he fights villains. What kind of villains? The best kind of villains, I tell you. As a dolphin, his enemy is pollution. And as a robot, his enemy is aliens. And he has to fight the Pollutians from Planet Pollution who have come to pollute the oceans. With his skateboard. Robo-Dolphin, we believe in you! Solve it looking cheap by using a couple of Lauras, or maybe a more powerful model. Yeah. But it's like every little thing takes time. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Power Rangers 1 and always. Oh boy. That'd be a difficult one. But yeah. Oh boy, we are almost at quitting time. Man, I didn't honestly expect this stream to actually be the full 4 hours. I don't know. Just using a lore can make image to image quicker if you want to redo any image in a new style. Ah, thanks, Kyle. Made it myself. With machines. It's okay, guys. We got a good amount. We got a wonderful teaser. I'm gonna see about getting that teaser uploaded to the gaming channel and post it. And Think Like Daddy, you're imagining the teaser I already showed you from the gaming channel. And in case I want to say yes, that one, except slightly modified. I cleaned up the title to not be quite as AI-y. It was bothering me. So yeah, so I'm gonna get the teaser up on the gaming channel, and we gotta make a proper trailer for Convent Chronicles Revelation. Ah, thank you, Silvercoin. Thank you. Hopefully this all works out nicely. We've got a discussion forum. No one talking. That's fine. I should probably say something. The trading forum. There's nothing to trade, but okay. I think you have to have a product do at least so good before you're even allowed to add cards to it. There's a thing that's with Steamworks policies in terms of the trading cards where they have to ensure that the trading cards are not literally the only value of your game. As soon as they're sure that the game has its own value, hey, I just realized the background image of the community hub discussion forum is Kala. Wait a minute. How did that happen? Is that always supposed to do that? Huh. You know, being a game dev is interesting. Maybe I'll learn how to be one day. I got moderation tools. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I got all the power. Oh. I have no idea how that was probably mentioned somewhere, but know nothing about Steam. You can ask Eric a question, but he's just a player. Well, I've always just been a player myself, but now I've got a community page for Convent Chronicles Revelation, and a store page, and a game developed by Angelic Creations. That's me. It's a visual novel, it's story rich, and there's a female protagonist. Did you know that? None's a female. Why 2D? I don't understand. Okay. I applied this tag, it says. I don't think I did, but okay. I had to have. I don't know who else would have. But maybe I misclicked somewhere. Let's see. Okay, it's 2D's all the way down there. Okay. Romance, faith, anime, demons, horror, interactive fiction, lore-rich, casual, 2D, colorful, LGBTQ, and single player. It's gay. Well, I mean, it is involved. Things happen in this story. But yeah, that's another reason why I'm like, you know what? I need to have a very clear explanation of what the game is on the store page. I need to make sure that I am very clear about all aspects. There's one thing is like there's no blood on any of the screenshots shown here. It talks about evil. We have scenes of bloody violence and nudity right there in the little warning tag. But we don't actually see anything in any of the pictures. So I know I'm legally fine, but I still want to do a good job of properly representing what everything is here. Old Twitter account was the one asked to review all the Mad Max movies. Ah, Furiosa soon. Damn. Can I do anything soon? I'm still working on I Know What You Did Last Summer soon. But nevertheless. All the time we have tonight. So yeah, that's what I've been up to, fellers. I've been making this. And I was going to keep it secret, but I can't. Secrets always catch up with you. So it's a soft Bible Black game version. I need to know what Bible Black is. I need to learn more things. After decisions Steam decides on payments management to adults in Japanese anime games, don't know how to continue to support Steam. Yeah. Hopefully the pushback against that will work. Don't Hey, I've probably seen worse. I was just talking about the creature wasn't nice. Of course I've seen worse. Oh my god. Oh, Bible Black. Oh, Bible Black. Well, now I'm intrigued, but thank you all for watching. I've been Shadow, and remember, don't let your dreams be dreams. Write the kissy nuns. Show it to the world. Maybe make a little money, who knows? I mean, just so everyone knows, it cost $100 to do this. To get the store page. You have to shell out 100 clams. I mean, otherwise Steam would just be loaded with really low effort, like, please buy my stuff. Which it already is! So there might be a little bit of inflation kicking into that soon. I don't know. But let's see. We can probably raid out, I hope. Okay. Well, looks like PS You Love Me has just barely started on 7th Cross. Probably doing some more 7th Cross speed runs. And I played way too much 7th Cross on my Dreamcast. I'd like to say it's not as bad as people say. But it is. But I still played it. Oh, you have to sell $1,000 to get the initial 100 back. But yeah. Or is it $1,000 worth or $1,000 profit? Because Steam takes 30%, so the first $1,000 I get $700. I don't know. Either way,